Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kobe and this is Kaetech Digital. Now in this video, I'm going to show you how you can be able to design a salon website for free using WordPress. So this website over here is what we are going to learn how to design. As you can see over here, this is the website that we're going to learn how to design. Have everything that a salon website should have, and I'm going to show you how you can be able to design this beautiful website you see over here for free. So on this website, what you can get is you can get this transparent header over here. You can also get this beautiful hero section over here with this image sliders over here that you see at the background. You can also when you scroll down, we can also be able to list our services over here, and this services has been explained little explained over here, as you can see over here. And then you can also get a call to action section over here, and then also some few other services that you want to highlight also over here, and then also an appointment section also over here. And then the last one is a contact section that you can be able to insert a form also over here. And then we have the footer that you see over here. So this is a very beautiful website, and we have the about page, the services also page. We have the shop page. You can add a shop to it. I'll show you how you can be able to add a shop to it. You can add a contact also page also to it, and then it also have a booking. Okay, a booking. So when I click on book an appointment, I'll show you how you can be able to integrate this booking plugin also into it. So you can be able to book an appointment. You can be able to have this booking plugin over here to be able to go ahead and then just book an appointment. Your client to be able to book an appointment with you. We click on next over here, and then you can also go ahead and either choose an assistant, or you let the system choose for you. We can click on next over here, and then we select our date and then our time also. So let's say we want to book appointment this date and then this time. We click on next, and then we fill in some few details over here, and then we can be able to continue to the next step. So either you log in or you fill in these details over here, and then you can be able to click on next to book the appointment. So I'll show you how you can be able to integrate this appointment booking form into this beautiful website over here. But aside that, we have the about page also over there, where you can be able to let customers know more about your salon, okay, what you do and other stuff. Also over here, your your the people that works over there, the professional style hairstylists and other stuff. And some, you can also add some testimonials also into it. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you can be able to do all this. And then we also have the services page. Okay, the services page also is over here. So as you can see, we have these beautiful services sections over here. And then what makes it nice is that when I hover over here and I want to go to hairstyling, I can just click over here and it's going to take me over there. The same way, if I want to go to braiding, it will just take me straight over where the braiding is, and I'll know what they do, the kind of braids that they do and other stuff. If I want to go to haircuts, I'll be able to see the details about haircut. And then also have a shop page. Okay, so you can be able to shop on this website. So I'll show you how you can be able to create a shop page. We will integrate a free plugin which will help us to be able to create this beautiful shop page over here, and then we also go ahead and then learn how to create all the shop page, the other pages, link to the cart page, the checkout page and all those things. I'll show you how you can be able to create all those pages. And then we also have contact also. So on the contact page, I'll show you how you can be able to create this beautiful form as you see over here, and then how you can be able to integrate maps and other stuff into your contact page. I'm going to show you all this. Now we're going to do all this using a free page builder. Okay, so we're going to use a free page builder. Everything you see over here is free. The only thing you have to get before starting is your laptop, and then also domain and hosting. But if you don't have domain and hosting and you just want to practice, of course, I have videos of how you can be able to use um, install domain, install local WP on your machine for you to be able to use and then create website and design website for yourself. So without wasting my time, let's get into the video and learn how we can be able to create this beautiful website that you see over here. Now if you are new over here, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We create beautiful websites, we create WordPress tutorials over here. Please support the channel, just subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, please, and support the channel. Okay, so let's jump into the video. All right guys, so to be able to create this beautiful website you see over here, all what we're going to do is to buy a domain name, and then buy hosting, and then we install WordPress on our hosting, and then we will be able to get started. Okay, so first of all, we need to buy a domain name, buy hosting, and then we install WordPress on our hosting. So for you to get domain and hosting, please, I'm going to leave a link in the description for you. Now you can just type in Kaetech digital slash Namecheap, and then it's going to bring you to this particular place over here. Okay, so just open a new link and a new tab, and then just type in Kaetech digital slash Namecheap over here, and then you're gonna go straight to Namecheap, where you can be able to purchase a domain name and then a hosting. Now after, so over here, this is basically it. So over here, what you're going to do is just search for your domain name. So whatever domain name that you want, search for it, and then after that, just go to hosting over here. Just click on shared hosting. Okay, so just search for your domain name and add to cart. Go to hosting, get click on shared hosting. Now I've already bought domain name and hosting, so I don't want to go through that process to make this video very long, but this is exactly where you can be able to get your domain name and hosting. Now if you use my link to buy domain name and hosting from Namecheap, you're not gonna get anything extra, the same price, everything, all right, but you will be able to help this channel to be able to grow. Okay, that is why it is an affiliate link. You can be able to use it or not, but it all depends on you. I'll leave the link in the description for you. So I've already purchased a domain name already, so I'm not going to go ahead and then purchase a domain name, but I'm going to go to my dashboard over here. I've already purchased a domain name and then hosting. Okay, so I'm going to go to my domain name dashboard over here, and then I will let you see how, after purchasing domain name and then hosting, this is what you're gonna get over here. So you're gonna get your domain name over here, and then you're gonna get these two products. Okay, so you're gonna get the domain, and then this is the hosting, right? And then these are SSL. Okay, so these are SSL. So what you're going to do is hover on this particular one over here, and we will log into our cPanel. So we're gonna go over to our cPanel to install WordPress on our domain name. All right, so this is our cPanel over here. As you can see, this is the cPanel, and it's boldly written over here, cPanel, right? So this is basically like your if it is your computer, like where you store all your computer files and everything about your computer, you're gonna see it over here. Okay, so that is the cPanel. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go straight over to where it says Softaculous app installer. Okay, so apps installer. So and under it we have script, and then we have categories. Now we're going to look at the script, and then we just search for or we just look for WordPress over here, and then we're going to click on WordPress. All right, so now that we are over here, all what we need to do is scroll down over here, and then it says what, install now. So we're going to install WordPress, so we're going to click on it to install now. Now make sure that it is the right domain name that you are installing WordPress on. So I have two different domain, one is a subdomain, and then one is my normal domain over here. this particular one. So this is what I'm going to use, and then I'm going to install WordPress on it. Give your website name. So let's say I want to call it Unisex Salon. Okay, so this is my website name. And then what do we do? So we do maybe hairdressing. So let me just say hair dressing. Okay, so hairdressing is what we do, right? Hairdressing, pedicure. How do you spell pedicure? Pedicure, manicure. I don't know if it's correct. Hairdressing, pedicure, and then manicure, right? Yeah. So basically, don't really look at my spellings over here, but then basically that is what we're going to do. And then you go over here and then your admin name. So over here, I'm just going to say maybe Kobe, right? So I'm going to just put Kobe over here. That will be my username. And then the password, you can type in any strong password that you want. I'm going to copy this one, or let me just look for a different one and copy it. And then your admin email. So make sure that you put in the right admin email over here. So I'm going to use info over here, and then over here, let me just use my Gmail. So I'm going to use Kaetech tutorials at Gmail, this particular one over here. And then over here I will select the ones that I want to be pre-installed on it for me, but I will untick all because I don't want any one of them. And then your language over here is what you choose, and then also where your installation will go to, details will go to. So I'm still going to use this particular one, and then I'll click on install. So I'll wait for it to install the WordPress for me, and I'll go ahead and start designing the website. This will take some few seconds. As you can see, it's done, installed successfully. So now when we click over here, we can be able to check our website, the front end of the website, and see how it looks like. All right, so this is our front end of the website. Okay, so this is what Unisex Salon, this is what we have right now, and we will be able to design it the way we want it. Now if you want to go to the back end of the website, remember this is the administrative URL. So your domain name over here slash WP admin, that is basically your administrative URL. So when we click over here, it will automatically log us in to the back end of our website. All right, so this is the back end of the website, and then we have finished installing WordPress on our website. Very simple, no complicated thing, just follow what I did and you'll be able to have WordPress installed on your website. All right guys, so we've successfully installed our WordPress and we are good to go to design our website. Now I just want to let you know that if you don't want to go through the hustle and bustle of designing the website all from scratch, the template is there. Okay, so this whole website can be imported to your your website or your hosting, and then you can be able to just change colors, change words and other stuff in it, and then make it your own. Now you can get this template from template seller. Okay, so if you go over here to template seller, I'll leave the link in the description for you so that you guys will be able to whoever doesn't want to design from scratch will be able to go to template seller, and this is the template that we are talking about. It is going for $39. You can get it and then just purchase it over here and then use it on your website. Okay, it is not free, you need to purchase it. Okay, very good. So if you want to follow this tutorial, then let's go ahead and then start designing our website. So now that we have installed our WordPress, now what we're going to do is we're going to do some few WordPress settings. Okay, so we'll go to the dashboard and do some few settings on our website or on our WordPress website. So I'm going to just close this and then close this because I wouldn't be going there again. But what I will do is I'm going to dismiss this particular one, and then you see these notices over here on the dashboard. I want to clean all these notices, so I'll go to screen options over here and then click untick all of them. Okay, so I'm going to untick all of them. Very good. All right, so now that I have the dashboard clean, Now there's one more thing I also have to do. I also have to go to settings over here and make sure that my permalinks are set to post name. Okay, so I'm going to change the permalinks from day and name, and then I'll set it to post name over here. Now this is very important to me because for SEO purposes, okay, I want my permalink to be very simple and short, just carrying the post name or the page name. Okay, so I'm going to click on save changes over here. Okay, very good. Now another one too is we'll come back together when we create our home page and other stuff. We need to set the home page as a static page where people will be able to land on that particular page when they come to our website. Now we also have to go to general over here to make sure that our settings over here are correct the way we want it. So as you can see, the site title, the tagline, and then we choose an icon. Okay, so you can choose a site icon, and then also you can make sure that your WordPress URL and then site address are all the same. So the WordPress address and the site address should all be the same. And then your administrative email, make sure that it's on. If the website is going to be a membership website like a shop and all those things, make sure that you check this one and say anyone can be able to register. Okay, and then new user default role, so whoever registered, what default role would be given to that person. So when you click over here, we have different default roles. Okay, now when we install different plugins and other things will also come in over here, but we will get there. And then make sure that your site language is the language that you want, the time zone, the date format, and everything, and then click on save changes. All right, so now that we are done over here, we're gonna go quickly to install theme. Okay, so next is to install our theme, and then we install plugins. Now themes are the building blocks of every WordPress website. So whenever you are designing a website, you need a theme. Okay, so if you look at this particular website over here, there is a theme that displays all these things for us over here. Okay, and that theme is the 2025 theme. So if we hover on appearance over here and go to themes, we will be able to see the theme that is being used. Okay, so as you can see, we have the 2025 theme which is being used. Now we want to change this one to a theme that we want to use for our website so that we can be able to design it and customize it the way we want it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add new theme over here. All right, so you can either upload a theme or search a theme from the theme directory, WordPress theme directory. Okay, so as you can see, there is 7,247 themes in the WordPress theme directory, which is enough for you to create any kind of website that you want. But the theme that we're going to search for is very popular, so we will look for it over here, which is the Cadence theme over here. Okay, so the Cadence theme is one of the best themes around the world right now, which helps you to design any kind of website that you want to design. So this particular website was designed and built on the Cadence theme. So we're going to go over here and then hover on the theme over here, and then we're going to see install. Click on install. All right, so now that the theme is installed, we have installed the theme. Now we have to activate it and then say that, okay, even though I have this theme installed on my WordPress website, I want to use this theme to run my website. Okay, so we have to activate it. So we're going to activate this one. All right, so our theme is installed and activated. Now to make our WordPress website lighter, we need to delete all themes over here except the one that we are installed, and then maybe one default theme in case we run out of issues and then we have to fall on a theme. So we're going to delete this one. I'm going to delete this one. Click on delete, click on OK, and then on the 2024, hover on it, click on theme details, click on delete over here, and then click on OK. So I'm going to just leave these two theme, okay, installed, and then this one will be activated. Now the reason why I'm leaving this one is in case of any problem, this is a default theme, I can quickly fall on it to solve my issues for me. Okay, very good. So we have this theme installed. Now the next one that we have to do is to also install plugins. Now plugins are also very important when it comes to WordPress website designing. Now we use plugins to be able to add functionalities to our website. Of course, with the theme that we've installed, we can be able to go ahead and then just start creating our website. But we want to use a page builder. Okay, so we want to build our page with a certain plugin, and that is, or a certain software, and that is what we will be installing, and other add other functionalities to make sure that we get the exact website that we see over here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go over to plugins over here, and then we're going to click on installed plugins. Now we want to see all the installed plugins that this particular website have for us. So we have two plugins already installed, but they are not activated. Okay, so I want to delete them, so I'm going to go over here, click on this checkbox over here, and then click on bulk actions, and then click on delete, and then I'll click on apply, and I'll click on OK. So it's going to delete all these two plugins already installed for me. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is let me just close this one. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to add new plugin over here, and I'm going to add some few plugins, about 6 plugins. Okay, so all of the plugins that I'll add will add functionality to my website. Now the first plugin I'm going to search for is what we call Elementor. So I'm going to search for Elementor. Now Elementor is a drag and drop page builder, not just a page builder, but you can use it to build your whole website, every part of the website. But for us, we're going to use it to just build our pages, and then we are good to go. So Elementor is what a drag and drop website builder, which help us to be able to build any kind of website that we want. Okay, so I'm going to just click on install over here to install it. Now the next plugin that I also install, I will install, but I will not activate it now, because I will install some few plugins and then activate all of them together. So I'm going to install 2 plugins to help Elementor and get some free things that I want. So first of all, I will install Royal Element add-ons. Okay, so I will install this one, and then secondly, I also install Ultimate add-ons for Elementor, formerly Elementor header and footer builder. So I'm going to install this one also. Okay, so I have these 3 plugins installed. Left with another 3 that I want to install. Now the next one that I will install is I will install Forminator to build my forms. Okay, so I'm going to install Forminator, which is a form plugin to build some forms that I want. So this is what the plugin that I'm installing. I'm going to click on install now to install it. Now the next plugin I also want to install is a booking plugin. Okay, so I'm going to install Salon booking. Okay, so I'm just going to type in Salon over here, and then it's going to search for it, and this is the plugin that I want. I can click on install now. Now of course there are other booking plugins over here that you can use, but because I'm building a Salon website, I'm just going to install this Salon plugin. So now I left it only one plugin for me to install, and that is what WooCommerce. Okay, so WooCommerce is used when we want to add a shop functionality to our website. So remember that if you look at the website that we are creating, it have a shop over here. Okay, where users can be able to buy certain things from this particular website, and that is why we need WooCommerce. Okay, so this is WooCommerce, and this is what we're going to install. So I'm going to just click on install now over here to install WooCommerce on my website. All right, so I have all the plugins I need to make the website work perfectly for me. So to activate all these plugins, I'm going to go to installed plugins over here, and the plugins, installed plugins, and then I'll activate all of them together. Okay, I'm going to activate all of them together so that all of them is going to work. So as you can see over here, I can decide to even just activate all of them and leave WooCommerce. Okay, and leave WooCommerce, and then later on we'll activate WooCommerce. So I will click on this checkbox over here, and then I will untick this particular one, and then I will click on the bulk actions and then click on activate. So I'm going to activate all these plugins, and then later on we'll activate WooCommerce, okay, when we get there. So we're going to wait for all of them to activate, and as you can see, some of them are giving me some other options for me to go on and then set all the settings that I need to do. So it says what, welcome to Salon booking and blah blah blah. This is a quick tour. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to just let's just do the quick tour. Okay, so I'm going to go to quick tour, and then they are going to what, take me through all those things. So I'm just going to what, just cancel it, and then later on we'll look at the settings of this Salon booking. Okay, so we're going to look at the settings of the Salon booking, but let's go to the plugins and see whether all the plugins has been installed except WooCommerce. All right, so as you can see, all the plugins have been installed successfully except WooCommerce, which we did not install. Now if you look on your left hand side over here, you see that because we've installed some few plugins over here, there are other additional menu items that we see over here. So we see Elementor over here, we see template, which is part of Elementor, we see royal add-ons also over here, we see ultimate add-ons for Elementor. Okay, and then when we scroll down, we're gonna see the Salon, and we also see what, Forminator. Okay, so that is it. So basically all the ones that we've activated is working perfectly well. So now what do we have to do now? What is left for us to do is to go ahead and then start creating our pages. Okay, so we want to start creating our pages. Now if you look at this website over here, every website is built with pages. So we have the home page, we have the about page, we have the services page, we have the shop page, we have the contact page, and then we also have the booking page. Okay, so this basically, there's also my account, booking my account, and then the shop account also page. So this is basically all the other things that you need to have before the website will be a website. So first of all, we're going to start with the home page. So we will create all the pages and we start designing them one after the other. So I'm going to start with creating the home page, creating the about page, the services page, the contact page. Okay, now since we've added some plugins to it, we realize that some of the plugins already create pages for us. Okay, so there is no need for us to create certain pages because the plugins have already created all those pages for us. Now if you go to pages over here and we click on all pages, we're going to see that some pages have already been created for us because we install certain plugins. So as you can see, we have 5 or 4 published pages. So booking, and then booking my account, and then thank you for booking. All of them comes from the Salon booking plugin. Okay, so these pages have already been created for us. Now I'm going to just delete this particular page. Okay, then I'll go to trash over here, and I'm going to just delete it completely. So I'll click on delete permanently. All right, so now as you can see over here, we only have 3 published pages over here. Now the 3 published pages are the booking my account, and then thank you for booking. Now if you look at all the pages over here, we have one as draft, so making 4. Okay, now the one as draft is the privacy policy page, which every website need. Okay, that is why I did not delete it. Later on, maybe when I'm done with everything, you can add your privacy policy to it, but I'm going to leave it as it is over here. And these are the 3 pages we already have. Now we're going to create additional pages to these pages so that we can be able to create nice website. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to click on add new page, click on add new page, or over here you can click on add new page. All right, so we're going to add a page that we will call it home. Okay, so this is the home page, and then the template we're going to use, we're going to click on the default template over here and then choose a template. The template we are going to use is the Elementor full width over here. Okay, so we're just going to save it or publish it. So I'm going to just click over here and click on publish. All right, so now I'm going to add an additional new page. So I'm going to click over here to add another new page over here, and the new page that I'm going to also add is the about page. Okay, so about page is needed in a website. So about us or about, and then the template, I'll choose Elementor full width again, and I'm going to click on publish. Okay, so I will add another page also, which is a services page. So I'm going to add the services page. So I'll add the services page, and then I'll change the template from default template to Elementor full width. I'll click outside and I'm going to click on publish to publish it. All right, so the next page, let's see the next page over here. The next, so we have home page, about page, services page, contact page. So the next page we will create is the contact page. So I'm going to click on add new page over here, and then I'm going to say contact page. Oh, sorry, contact, just contact. Okay, and then template, I'll come over here and choose a template which is Elementor full width. Okay, so now I have all my pages set up. So all the pages that will be showing on the on this particular place, that is the header, the navigation, primary navigation is set up over here, except only the shop, which will add what later. Okay, so we're gonna add the shop later. Now let's go down over here and see what is at the footer also. So yeah, very good. So we have the this about page, you have the services page, contact page, terms and condition, privacy policy, cart, my account, booking, and then shop page. All these pages will come later on, especially the shop, my account, and cart. They will all come later on. Okay, so now we can be able to go ahead and then start designing our website. So I'm going to design the website starting from the home page. So we're going to go to all pages over here, and then we're going to look for where we say home, and then all what we want to do is to click on edit. Okay, we're going to click on edit over here. So click on edit, and then over here what we are going to do is to click on this blue button which says edit with Elementor. So we're going to click on this blue button which says edit with Elementor, and we start editing our page with Elementor. All right guys, so this is Elementor over here, and this is how it looks like when you when you get in for the first time. Okay, so this is a notification. You can decide to skip it or click on let's do, but I'm going to just click on skip it. Okay, and then this is how it looks like. Now this place at where you see your elements or your widgets, and then this place is where you design. Okay, so basically you have a larger page where you design, and then the smaller side is where all your widgets and elements are, where you can just drag and drop over here. So if I want to, let's say, have a text, I'll just create a container and then put my text in it. So first of all, I'll add a container, click on Flexbox container, and then click on what, maybe any of the containers over here. Okay, and then I'll just put my text inside it. So I'll click on the plus icon over here and then drag my heading text inside this place. Okay, and I can be able to type in anything I want to type in and then style it. So every widget have 3 options. Some have 2, but some, basically most of them have 3 options. We have the content, we have the style, we have the advanced. Okay, so let's say if I want to say maybe hello, welcome. Okay, so hello, welcome, right? And then I want to style it. Styling it is like changing the font, changing the color, increasing the font size and all those kind of stuff. I can go to style over here, and then over here I can be able to just put it in the center like this. The typography I want to use, I can decide to go ahead and then change it. Okay, so I can go ahead and click on the font family type, and then maybe change it to what, anything that I want. So let's say I want a typography called Great Vibes. Okay, I can be able to use Great Vibes over here. Let me close this one, and then increase the size the way I want it. So as you can see, this is how it looks like, right? And then the weight and all those things you can do. Even if you want a text stroke, you can be able to text shadow, the blending mode and all those things. Now the text color over here, I can be able to change it to any color that I want. So let's say when somebody hover on this text, I want it to be maybe orange also. I can also change it to orange color if I want to. Okay, so let's say I want it to be an orange color when somebody hover on it. So as you can see, when I hover on it, this is what it does. Okay, so it changes to what? Orange. Okay, so that is what basically how you can be able to what play around with the styling. Okay, so you can increase the size, increase everything that you want. It depends on every element, or every widget have its own kind of styling. Okay, so that is what that is it. Now if you go to advanced, also advanced talks about the pad, the layout, the padding, margin, and all those kind of stuff, everything related to advanced settings. You go to motion effects, um, transformation or transform, background, border, mask, responsiveness, attribute, custom css if you want to add a custom css to it, and then also royal element add-ons custom css. Okay, so basically you can be able to design your website using this kind of what tricks and formatting structure. Okay, so basically that is it. Now I'm going to close, cancel this one or delete that one, and then start designing this particular website that we're going to design. That is exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to design this website you see over here. Okay, so this beautiful salon um, website that you see over here, that is what we are going to design. So how do we design this one? Now we're going to design the whole thing, but first of all we will exclude the header. Okay, so the header will be done in a different format, but first of all we're going to start with this place. Okay, so excluding the header, which is a transparent header, but we're still going to start from here to um the just end of the footer. Okay, so let's start designing the website. So how do we design this particular website? It's also very simple. We're going to go to where we are designing, that is Elementor over here, the page that we are designing. Now we're going to create a flexbox container. Okay, so we're going to use flexbox container, and then as you can see over here, this container has this kind of layout. It means that all the words, when you write, it doesn't go by side, but it goes like this direction down like this. Okay, so we're going to use this direction column. We're going to use this direction column, and then when we set the container, we have to set some settings for the container. Remember, I told you that every element or widget that you drag in here or that you use over it has its own what layout, style, and then advanced. So containers have layout, style, and advanced, and then widgets and all those things have content, style, and then advanced. So depending on what you are using, you're gonna see it over here. So with a width, let's say I'll leave it where it is, but with the minimum height I'm going to give it let's say 700. Okay, so I'm going to give it 700 minimum height. The reason why I'm giving 700 minimum height is that whatever we do over here later on, the header will come on top of this particular a column over here or container over here. So whatever we are doing should be bigger, so that when it comes over here, it doesn't cover what we are, or it doesn't give room for what we've already done. Okay, so that is it. So I'll justify everything in the center, and then also align this one items in the center, and then I'll go to the style over here, and then as you can see, this one have what a background images that is what changing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, we have, when I go to style, we have what we have background overlay, border, shape, divider, and then royal element, also what other elements over here. Okay, so what we are going to do over here is we're going to add a slideshow. Okay, so we're going to add a slideshow under the background. So we're going to add a slideshow. So I'm going to go over here and then pick some images, or pick some images from our gallery or library, and then create a gallery out of it. So as you can see, in our library we don't have any images, so we can choose to select some, or we can upload some. All depends on what we have. So we can just drop some files over here, and then it will upload. So I'm going to just click to select files, and then I have some images I've already prepared for this particular um, video. So this is what this images is over here. So I'm going to just select this one, and then use Control A to select all of them. Okay, I'm going to push all of them and then upload all the images that I have onto the website. So I'm going to hold on for it to upload, and then I'll be able to start using the images on this particular website. Now I'll leave the link to this images in the description, video description, for you, so you can go over there and then download the images and use it on your website also. All right, guys, so all the images that I want has already been uploaded successfully for me, and all what I need to do is to I'm just going to untick this ones, the ones that I don't need. Okay, so plenty of the images I do not really need. So first of all, let's go over here to see the images that we want. So this is one image that we want. Let's see, this one too is another image too, and then what again, this one too is another image 3. I'm looking at the background. This one too is another image 4, and then this one too is another image 5. Okay, so 5 different images. Okay, so I'm going to use this one, I'm going to use this one, I'm going to use this one also, and then what else, this one also. So I'm going to just and then this one also. So 5 different images. So I will untick all these ones that I do not need. So the reason why I uploaded all the images is I don't want to go and come and still upload images and still upload. That is why I uploaded all my images that I will use for the website, so that I'm not going to be uploading images here here and there. Okay, so you try as much as possible to upload all the images that you're going to use for your website. So 1 2 3 4 5. Where is this? Okay, so this particular one. Okay, so 5 images that are we have what selected. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so 5 images. So I'm going to click on create a gallery to create a gallery for it, and I'm just going to arrange it the way I want it. So let's say I want it this way, and then that way, that way, that way. Okay, so it depends on how you want it. So let's say I want it this way. Okay, so I'm going to just insert the gallery over here, and as you can see, we have images over here nicely done over here. So what I'll do is I'm going to go to advanced first of all, and then I'll set some paddings. Okay, so over here I will unlink all the values, okay, of the padding, and then I'll come over here and give it a top padding of 80, and then a bottom padding of also 80. Now of course, when the other header comes, maybe we might come over here and then adjust it. Okay, so that is, now let's go back to style over here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to give it an overlay. So if you look at this particular one, there is a darker overlay on top of this thing, so that whenever we write, it will be able to be visible. Okay, so we scroll down over here, and then what we will do is we give it an overlay. But before we give it an overlay, let's just change how it's the animation and all those things. So I'm going to just give it the Ken Burns effect. Okay, so I'm going to just click over here, and then as you can see the animation over here. That is exactly what we want. Okay, so of course you can either give a transition of what slide right, slide left, slide up, slide down. Okay, but I want the fade, which is okay. And then let's go back to the background overlay. So we want to give an overlay so that we can be able to write on top of the background. Okay, so the overlay is, I'm going to give a classic overlay over here, and then the color I'm going to choose is black. Okay, so I'm going to choose black over here. and then I'll increase the opacity a little bit. See this opacity, I'm going to increase it to, let's say, 75. Okay, so yes, this is quite okay for me. So now I can be able to put a text over here, a button or anything that I want to put. So now let's go over here and see what is over here. So what is over here is what, the Unisex Salon in the number one unisex salon in New York. So I'm going to just copy this one, come over here, and then I'll click on this particular one over here, and then I'll just drag in a heading. So I'm going to drag in a heading over here. All right, so inside the heading, I'm going to put the text that we copied in it. Okay, so now I want, I don't want the text to be just like full like this. Okay, so I want to reduce the size of how do you call it, this particular content, the size of the container content. So what I'll do is I'll still look for, I'll click on this particular 6 dot over here, which is the edit container, and then on my left side over here, I'm going to go to edit the container, the layout of the container. Why is it not opening? Okay, so I'm going to go to layout over here, and then over here the width, I'm going to give it like like an 800 pixels. Okay, so 800 pixels is quite okay. Now I can come over here and increase the size. Okay, so increase the size. So I'm going to go over here to style, to increase the size of the text or the heading text that we put over there. So I'm going to go to the typography first. Now let's look at what typography this one is using. So first of all, let me see if I have this, what font. Okay, so I'm going to just look at this, what font I use over here. I've really forgotten the font I use, so I want to use this widget over here to determine the font I use over here. All right, so I just checked the settings for the font that I used, and this particular font over here is Livic. Okay, so I'm going to just check it and see. Livivic. So Liv, let me see if I'm going to find it. Okay, so this is it, this particular font over here, that is what I used in all the the pages and everything. And this heading text over here is 75 pixels, and this right here was 900 black, so something like this. Okay, and I'm gonna put it in the middle. All right, so this is exactly what I use, and over here I'm going to change this text to white. Okay, so we're changing the text to white. All right, so now we have it. Now we're going to bring our text widget over here. Okay, so the text widget, as you see on this page, this particular one, so I'm going to copy this whole thing over here, and then I'm going to bring the text widget and then paste it in it. So I'll click on this plus icon over here, and then I'll drag in a text widget underneath this particular heading. So I'll scroll and then find the text widget, which is this one, and then I'll drag it inside this container over here underneath the heading over here. And then I'm going to paste the text that I picked over here. And then what I'll do is I'll come to the style, increase the or make the color a little bit whiter. Okay, just like this one. And then the typography, we're going to change it to the Livic. I'm going to click on this one and then search for the Livic. Use this one, and then I'm going to make it 16. All right, so I'm going to put it, align it at the center, just like this one, as you see over here. And then the next one is for me to bring in my my button over here. Okay, so if you look at this particular thing over here, there is a button over here. Okay, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to bring a button over here. So let's see Oh, this one is 1 2 3. So this one is 4 lines. Okay, so let me see why this one is more than the 4 lines. So it's 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so is it that many? Yes, so it's many. Okay, a lot of things over here. So yes, if you look at it, there are things which were not supposed to be there. It's even inside there. So I'm going to just remove some of the text. Okay, so come over here. This is a dummy text which is not supposed to be in it. So I'm going to remove it. All right, so now it is like this, meaning that even this one is too a little bit wider, but of course we can, decrease the width a little bit. Okay, reduce the width a little bit. So I'm going to say maybe 750. Yes, and we're going to have something like this, which is quite okay, which is really okay. Now we need to bring a button underneath this one, so I'm going to add an element which is a button element or a button widget, and I'm going to drag it inside this particular place. So I'll come over here and then drag a button and then put it underneath this place. All right, so this is the button over here. Now let's look at what is written on the button. It says book an appointment. Okay, so I'm going to go back over here and then just change this one, which is click here to book an appointment. Okay, so now that I have this one to be book an appointment, now of course I can go ahead and then add the booking link to it. So this is what the booking link. So I can just type in booking over here and it will generate it will show me the page for the booking, which is this one, and I'll click on it. It will generate the link over here. Now I'm going to go to the style of this button over here. Okay, so we're working on this button as you see over here. That is what we are working on. So I'm going to go to the style and then change some few things over here. So I'm going to make the text color white, and then also the background color, I'm going to choose a color for it, which is so I'm just going to put the color code over there. So DEA136. All right, so this orange color is what we are using. Okay, so I'm going to save it. So I'll create a new color and save it, and I'll say maybe orange, and I'll click on create over here. Okay, so now with this particular thing, I'm going to just click on this typography family and change it to what we want to use, which is the Livic. Okay, so Livvic. That is exactly what we're going to use, this particular one. And then I'll make this one 17. Okay, 17 over here. And then I'll come to the border radius and I'm going to make it 50. So it's going to be a rounded kind of button. Okay, of course you can change the padding and all those things over here. Depends on how big you want the padding the button to be. So as you can see over here, I'm going to change the padding. So I'm going to unlink all this padding over here, and what I'll do is I'll give it a top of 15, bottom of 15, top 15, button 15, and then this one I'm going to give it a 30 pixel right, 30 pixel left. Okay, so pixels left. So it's going to be something like this, which is quite okay for me. Now I'll bring in a border type. Okay, so I'm going to bring in a border type and I'll choose one for it. And then with the border type also, I'm going to use the same color that I use for it, so that it will match exactly the way I want it. But when it comes to the hover, okay, so we're going to go hover is like when somebody hover on this one, what does it do? Okay, now let's look at how this one behaves. When somebody hover on it, what does it do? it becomes transparent, and then this one changes to the orange color. So that's exactly what we want to make it to buy. So we're going to choose the text color as the orange that we are using. Okay, so we're going to choose the text color as the orange that we are using, and then the background color, we also want to choose the same orange. Let me choose the background color. So the background color, we also want to choose the same orange. Let me see, the same orange, but what we will do is we want to make it transparent. Okay, so we're gonna make it a bit transparent, right? So something like this. And then with the border color also, we will choose the same thing. So we're gonna choose basically the same thing. Let me bring it upwards a little bit. So we're gonna choose the same thing over here. So I cannot see the color, so what I'll do is I'm just gonna push it down like this, so that when I select it, it will go up. All right, so I'm going to choose orange for it. Okay, so now if I hover on it, it's going to be something like this. As you can see over here, this is what I want. Now I want to reduce the opacity a little bit, so I want to make it more transparent, so that when I hover on it, it will be like this. So basically this is how it's going to be. And then when I hover on it, I want that kind of animation. Okay, so I want a hover animation, so I'm going to select my bob, which is the hover animation that I want to use. So if I hover on it, it's supposed to be something like this. Okay, so guys, as you can see, I'm almost done with the hero section over here, and I can click on publish over here to publish it. Okay, so if I go to the front end, I can be able to view it in the front end and see how it looks like. All right, so you cannot see it over here, but because we did not set that particular page as home, so we can't really see it over here. But if I come over here and then say maybe home, you're gonna see that this is what we created. Okay, so this is exactly what we created. Okay, that's exactly what we created. So this is what we've created so far, and it's really similar to what we want over here. Okay, the only thing is we've not added the header to it, so we will add the header to it very very soon. So what we're going to do is first of all, we want to create the next section over here. We want to create the next section over here. So let's look at how the next section also is. So this is the next section, as you can see over here, and this is how it looks like. Okay, so we have this darker background over here, but we're going to create this one. Okay, so this section that you see over here. Okay, so we're going to create this four columns over here, and then we put images inside it. Okay, and then we make it a little bit darker, and then we put the text on top of it, as simple as ABC. So let's go over here and then create those things that we want to create. So I'm going to just bring I'm going to select my structure. I'm going to select this flexbox container structure over here. All right, so inside this container, I'm going to put in different containers into it. So what I'll do is, first of all, I will just not use this one, so I'm going to use a different one. Okay, so it is 4, so I'm going to select this 4 as you see over here, right? This 4, so that I won't go ahead and then be doing so many things. So this is the 4 containers that we've selected, and what we're going to do is I'm going to come over here and then just give it a padding of 0. Okay, so we have a padding of 0 for it, and then a column of 0 for it, and then I'm going to go over here to my advanced. I'll remove all padding also over here, and then what I will do is I'm going to go over here and then change, instead of the box, I'm going to change it to full width. Okay, So meaning that with the full width, I will have full width of everything. So what I'll do is I'm going to select this container first. I'm going to select this container first, and over here I'm going to put under style, I'm going to put in what we call an image over there. So let's look at the image which is over here. So this is what a woman, styling somebody's hair. Okay, and then I'm gonna come over here, and then what I'll do is I'll select classic, I'll select an image over here, and then I'll choose an image that I want it to be there. So where is the woman styling the hair? This particular one, I'm going to use this one over here. I'll select it, and then it's going to be something like this. Okay, so of course I will come over here and make sure that it is full, position it center, attachment, make it default repeat, make it no repeat, and then the image size, make it cover. Okay, so something like this. All right, so what we can do is we can go ahead, click over here. Okay, let me just click over here and then give it an overlay. Okay, so I'm going to give it an overlay over here with a background type. I'm going to select classic, and then I'll give it a darker overlay. Okay, so I'm going to give it a darker overlay. Let me just choose something dark. So I'm going to choose a darker overlay like this. Okay, and then I will just definitely increase the opacity. So I'm going to give it like a 75. So something like this is quite okay. And then inside here, I'm going to add a button. Okay, so I can come over here and then just pick this button over here. So I right click on it and then just click on copy. Okay, so just hover over here and right click on this particular icon over here, and then over here I'm going to just paste it over here. So I'm going to paste this over here. All right, so this is how it's going to be like. Okay, so I'm going to select the container over here, and what I'll do is I'll just make sure that I go to the layout of the container and then put it in center, align the items in center, or justify it in the center. So as you can see, this is how it's going to be like. But what I want is if you look at this over here, now even though it's a button, okay, but you're not going to see the button unless you hover on it. Okay, unless you hover on it. So you can either make it a button or you can make it just a text. Okay, so over here I chose a button for it, but I'm going to make it a text. Okay, so I'm going to just just delete this one and then drag in a heading widget over here. Okay, I'll drag in a heading widget over here and then type in what I want to type. So what do I want to type? I want to use hair braiding, hairstyling and braiding. So I'm going to put hairstyling and braiding over here, and then we're going to style it. So what I'll do is, first of all, let me just style this. Then I'll just want to increase the container over here. So the height of the container, I'm going to make it like 300. 300 is too big, so let me make it like 200. Okay, so 200 is quite okay, or you can even make it 250 depending on what you want. And then over here I can go and style the text over here. So I'm going to go and make it go to style over here and then change this typography. I'll change the font family and make it the Levic that we are using. So it's going to be Levic. Okay, choose this one. Make this one like an 18, or 18 is too small, so I'm going to make it like a 25. 25 is also too big, so like a 20. Okay, because I want it to be inside it, and I'll put it in the middle. I'm going to put it in the middle, and then I'll change this one to white. Okay, I'll change this one to white. All right, but when you hover on it, I want it to be a different color. Okay, so when you hover on it like this, I want it to be the color that I saved. Okay, the orange color that I saved, this particular orange color over here. So when somebody hover on it, this is how I want it to be. Okay, so I'm going to go to advanced, advanced, and then I'm going to go to, background over here. So I want to give the text background. Okay, so I want to go to background over here. Okay, and then I can give, a background to it. So I still want to choose, the background. I will choose, let me choose the one that I just, the one that I used. Okay, so I'm going to choose this this orange one. Okay, so like this. And then what I will do is I'm going to just make it transparent, right? So I'm going to make it a bit transparent. Okay, so something like this, but this one will be transparent, clear transparency. Okay, so let me just copy this one. This one will be clear transparency. Nobody is going to see it, but when somebody hover on it, I want it to be, the transparency should come. Okay, I want it to be something like this. Okay, so when you hover on it, it's going to be something like this. Now you see it doesn't make sense anyhow, but what I'll do is I'll go to its layout and give it a padding. Okay, I'm going to give it an all around padding of, let's say, maybe a 15, and let's see how it looks like. So this is how it's gonna look like. Okay, so 15 all around padding. Okay, and then when I come to border, okay, I'm gonna give it a border, solid border over here, and then I'll give it maybe 1. Okay, I'll give it 1, and then I'm gonna give it this border color, this one over here. But what I'll do is I'll make it transparent. So I'm gonna make it transparent. Okay, and then I'll give it a border radius of 50. Okay, but when I come over here, I'm gonna make, I'm gonna give the border of solid, and then I'll give this one the yellow border over here. And then I'll go back to the content or the style. Let me go to the style. I'll go back to the style, and then what I'll do is I'll just reduce the text, or let me just go to advanced over here. Instead of 15, I'm gonna make it like a 10 or so. Yeah, so instead of 15, I'll make it like a 12. Let me see how yeah, so a 12 is quite okay. I'll make it like a 12. So it's gonna be something like this, right? If I hover on it like this is how it's gonna be. Okay, so basically the first one is almost done, so it's gonna be something like this, right? All right, so if you want it also with the main container also, you can also give it a padding. Okay, so you can go over here and then just give it a padding anyhow you want it. So let's say you want to give it maybe a 25 padding. Okay, so that this side and side wouldn't show. Or let me just remove the padding, and then what I'll do is I'm gonna make it 20, and then 20, and then I'll reduce this text a little bit. I'll reduce this text a little bit. So I'll go over here and then go to a style, and then I'm going to reduce it a little bit. So you see, you take your time to do one, and then we can just duplicate the others. Okay, so for the others, you can just duplicate it. So instead of 20, I'm going to make it like an 18. Okay, yeah, so this is quite okay. So 18 is quite okay. So now I can just duplicate the others. So I'll just click on this one and right click on it and just click on duplicate. All right, so as you can see, it has been duplicated. Now let me just delete this one so that we can have all the other ones that we want. All right, so I'm going to duplicate this one also. I'm going to duplicate this one, and then I'm going to duplicate the last one. All right, so I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete the last one, so it's going to be something like this. So we're going to have something like this. Okay, so if you feel it's too loud for you, you can still reduce. You can still go ahead and then what, reduce the size a little bit. So not the size, but the color or the transparency, you can go ahead and then just reduce it. So we're gonna go to the background. We're gonna go to the background over here, the background over here, and then when they hover on it, I want to reduce it a little bit. So I'm gonna go over here and then just reduce it a little bit. So if you like, you can copy, or let me just leave it as it is. And if I come over here, this is how it's going to be. So I can copy this one, copy, and then come over here, paste style, paste style. We come over here, we copy, we paste style. So we just pasting style, the same thing also to this one, we paste style. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to change the images. Okay, so we click over here. Let me check the image over here, and then we're going to have this particular image, which is men haircut. So what I'll do is I'll just come over here, go to this place, come over here, change this one and place in men haircut over here, and then I can go to this particular place, this click here to edit the container. Now I can be able to edit the container the way I want it. So I'll go to style, and then I'll click to choose an image, and then I'll look for the image that I want to use. So let me see if I'll find that particular image. Okay, so this particular one over here, I'm gonna choose this one, select it. Okay, this one, and let me just go to the next one. The next one is pedicure, manicure, and then dreadlocks. So I'll come over here, go to style. So we're changing all. Okay, so that is exactly what we are doing. We're changing all. So we change this one to the pedicure, manicure. I'll look for this one over here, select it, and then inside it, I'm going to select this one and put in pedicure, manicure in it. I'm going to come to this particular one, and this one is the dreadlocks. So I'm going to go to style and then select the background image, select the background image to choose an image. I'm going to look for what I'm looking for. So this is exactly what I want. I'm going to select it, and then I'll just change the name to dreadlocks, copy it, come over here, and then I'll click on this one and change this one to dreadlocks. So guys, as you can see, I can just go ahead and publish it, and all is good. If I come over here and I look at the home page, this is what we're going to have. All right guys, so we are going to design the next section over here, which is this particular section over here. But to be able to design the next section, I want to give this particular section a background. Okay, so I'm going to go over here, click on this edit container over here, and then I'll pick some colors that I'm using. I'm going to pick this dark 2 over here, So that is exactly what I'm going to use. And then I'll come to this section, or this container, click on style of the container, and then I'm going to just drop in the background color. Okay, so I'm going to pick background color over here, come over here, and then drop in some code over here. That is what I will be using. Okay, so for the background, so you can't see because there is items on the background, but I want a background for it because that background is what I'm going to use throughout the website. Now let's go to this particular side over here. Now as you can see over here, this is a different section altogether, and it's having a main container, and inside this main container we have two different containers. And then the first container contains this particular one over here, which is the heading. And then the next container have three different containers inside it, which is one side, second side, and then the third side. And then inside this container we have three different containers also inside it. And then inside this container also we have three different containers inside it, and this is just one container. Okay, so that is exactly what we are going to do. So let's go over here, and it's going to be very simple. I'm going to just click on this plus sign, click on over here, and then I'm going to use this direction container over here. And then I'll inside this one, I'm going to give it a background of the same background that we gave this particular section over here. So I'll give the whole section a background. Okay, so I'm going to go and give the main container a background, okay, of this background that you see over here. And then I'll go to it advanced. I'm going to go to it advanced, and then I'm going to give it a pattern. Okay, so I will unlink this values, and then give this top of 90, bottom of 90. Okay, and then inside here I'm going to click this and then drag in another container. I'll just drag in another container, so click and drag into it, and then I'll duplicate the container to be two. Okay, so it's going to be two different containers. Okay, and then inside this container I'm going to drag in another container inside this particular container. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this one and make it I want it to be three different containers inside it, so I'll duplicate it twice. Okay, so I'll just do two duplication, and as you can see over here, it is stacked on top of each other. I want it to be side by side. Okay, so I will click on the main container over here, and then I'll change the direction over here to row horizontal, and as you can see, it's gonna be something like this, right? And then inside this container, I'm also going to drag in another container inside. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll duplicate it two times to make it three different containers inside this particular container. So I'm just building my containers and structure so that when I'm working, I'll just be working. Okay, and then I'll do same for this particular one. So what I'm going to do is inside this container also, I'll click here, and then I'll drag in another container inside this one, and then I'll duplicate this one two times to make it three different containers in it. So this is exactly what we will be having as our structure, and then we'll be working with this structure. Okay, so first of all, we have a heading over here, and as you can see, this is our heading over here, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this one. I'm going to copy this one over here, come over here, and then let me go to the top and see. Okay, so I don't have any kind of exact thing I can duplicate, but let me just paste this one over here. So I right click over here and paste it. Okay, now what I can do is I'll just style it. So this is how it looks like, but I don't like this styling. So I will just let me see if I could just reset the style, okay, to make it like this, just like this, right? And then what I'll do is I'll just come over here. So first of all, this one, the color is our kind of yellow color over here. So what I'm going to do is this is not even hairstyle and braiding. This is exactly this one. I don't know why I'm copying this one, so I'm just going to copy this particular one over here, and then I'm going to go ahead and paste it over here. All right, so I don't know why this is duplicating for me, but I'll just um, come here and let me see. Let me come over here. And why is this thing doing this? So first of all, what I'll do is I'll just copy this one, paste it in my paste it over here. Okay, our services, and I'll copy this our service. I'll cut it over here and come over here, and then what I'll do is I'll just paste it. Let me see, it still repeats itself, the same thing. Okay, so don't worry about it, but I'm just going to find a way around it. So the only way around it is for me to just click on this one, come over here, and then just put in this one over here, go over here, and just put it in the center, and then I'm going to go to no, let me just go over here, the hover. Okay, I'm going to just remove this color from it. Okay, let me just remove it, so it's not going to be any hover thing. Okay, and then with this color I'm going to pick a yellow color or orange color over here. So this is what I'm going to use, and then remember we are using the Levic. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to just use the Levic, the typography, which is the Levic. All right, and then I'll just reduce the size a little bit. So I'm just going to go and say maybe 18. Okay, 18 is quite okay. Let me just say 20. Okay, so let me look at it quite well over here and see. So this is very, very cute and very small. So it's going to be like a 16 or so, and then this one I'm going to reduce it to 400. And then over here, the letter spacing, I'm just going to space it a little bit. All right, so now we have this one over here. Okay, so our next one is what we offer. So I'm just going to copy this one, and let me try and see if it's still going to behave the same way as what we just did. So let me paste this one over here and see. Okay, so it's still behaving the same way. I don't know why, but maybe there's some kind of glitch or something. So I'm just going to bring this one underneath a text heading underneath this one, and I'm going to paste this one inside what we offer, and I'll put it in the middle. So I'm going to put it in the middle, increase, change the font and typography. So everything about the font, just going to make it like a Levic. Okay, so this is it, and I'm going to increase the text to, let's say, 55. So I'm going to go over here and then say 55. Okay, so this is quite okay. Let me see. Okay, 55, and then let me just give it spacing a little bit. All right, so this is also quite okay. Now let's come to the text color. I'm going to change it to white. Okay, so I'm going to make it white. So now we have this one over here. Now the only thing left for us to do, is to bring this, divider over here, or line over here. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to click this particular one, and I'll look for what we call divider. Okay, so I'm going to drag the divider underneath this particular heading text, and I'll reduce the size to, let's say, 23, or maybe 11. 11 is quite okay, and then I'll come here and change this one to the color that we're using. So first of all, let me go over here and put this one in the middle. Okay, so it's gonna be something like this, and the style, I'm going to go over here, and then the gap, I'm going to reduce that gap over here, and let's change the color. So the color is not showing, so I'm going to just zoom in a little bit, and then I'll zoom out a little bit, and then choose the color that I want. So let me go over here, choose the orange color, and that is exactly what we want. So you can choose the weight and all those things. So the weight, how you want it, and all those things is going to be here. So we have something like this. Let me zoom out, or is it zoom in? Yeah, let me zoom in. So we have something like this. Okay, so we have this one over here, so it means that our heading is good. We are quite okay with the heading. Now let's go ahead and then go ahead and start designing what we have here. So first of all, what I want to do is I just want to put an image over here. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm just going to drag in an image over here, and then I'll just select the image, and then I'm going to look for the image that I selected. So this is the image, and I'm going to just put it over here. So it's going to be like this. So as you can see, this is the image that we are going to use, and this particular one over here, you see this one's over here is an a box, either an icon box or um, an image box. So I'm going to pick an image box. Okay, so I'll just search in box over here, and then drag in this image box over here. All right, so first of all, this is an image box, so I'm going to style it. I'm going to go over here. What I'll do is I'll put it like this. Okay, and then yeah, so I think this is quite good. Let me see how this one looks like. Yeah, so it's perfectly like this. And let me see, let me take a look at it very well. Okay, so perfectly like this. And of course, if I put this one in the middle, this is how it's going to be, but I don't want it to be in the middle, right? So first of all, let's set up the image. So what image is the first one? The first one is what, this particular hairstyling. Okay, so it is hairstyling. So I'm going to copy this one, come over here, and then put in hairstyling over here. And then over here we can just copy this text, come over here and put it over here. So it's going to be something like this, and then we're going to look for the hairstyling image, so the icon that we are using. So this is the hairstyling icon. So this is exactly the image that we are looking for. So we're going to style the whole thing itself. So let's go over here, and then we're going to go to the content first. So I'll change the color over here to the color that we want. So I'm going to go over here and then pick the color, the orange color that we want, like this. And then over here we're going to change the typography, the font family, the size and all those kind of stuff. So we're going to do Levic for it, and then I'm going to do maybe 20. Okay, so 20 is okay. And then come over here and then change this one, and then just make it like this. Come over here, pick the Levic for it. I'm gonna pick Levic for it. So we pick Levic for it, and it's like this, right? But let's change the text and all those things. So I'm gonna pick this one from here. All right, so the text, I'm gonna make it like a 16. Okay, 16 is quite okay. 400 is also okay. So this is also quite okay. So we can come over here and then just copy this one. We're gonna come over here and then paste it over here, and then we come over here, we paste it also over here. So let's paste it also over here. Okay, so now we have three different things over here. I'm gonna come over here and then also copy it, and then also come over here and then paste this one over here. Okay, so this is how this one looks like, but as you can see, we want this one to rather turn the other way around. So what we will do is we're gonna go over here to style over here, and then we're gonna make it like this, right? Just turn it like this. Okay, so basically like this. So I'm gonna copy this one, paste it over here, paste it over here, and then paste this one also over here. All right, so we have this one over here, but as you can see, this is very big. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm just going to reduce the size of this one. So I'm going to go over here and go to the width over here, and as you can see, we can just reduce the size and make it anyhow you want it. Okay, so this is quite okay. So what I'll do is I'm gonna go to this particular container that houses all these things over here, and I'll put everything in the middle. I'll align everything in the center. So it's gonna be something like this, right? So now we have um, something like this, which looks similar to what we have over here. Okay, what we have over here. So if you look at this particular one, I see that this one is bigger than what we have over here. So we can still increase the size a little bit if you want. So we're gonna go over here and then let me look at this one. Yes, I'm gonna increase this sizes a little bit. Okay, so I'll come over here, go to image. Okay, go to image. Instead of 30, I'm gonna make it like a 40, right? Yeah, this is quite okay. Now go to content over here, typography. Instead of 20, I'm gonna make it 22. Okay, so 22 is quite okay. So now I can copy this one, copy it, and then paste style. So I'm gonna paste style over here. So it's gonna be the same. Copy this one, also paste style. All right, so if I copy this one, if I paste style over here, it's gonna be like this, right? So let me just come over here and see how this one looks like. So this one is gonna be like this, right? So I'm gonna copy this one also, and then I'll paste style. So I'll just paste style over here, and I'll paste style also over here. All right, so now we have something which we can play around with. So now we can be able to go ahead and then insert all the other images that we want to insert. So we're going to insert this hat with this braids over here, and this dreadlocks over here with a haircut, with this pedicure, manicure, and all those kind of stuff. So first of all, let's go to hair braiding. So we're going to copy this one, come over here, and then change this one to hair braiding. Now let's go over here, copy this one, come over here, and then change this one to this one over here. And now let's go over here to select an image, and we're going to change the image that we are using to the hair braiding image. So this is the braids that we're going to use. Now let's go over here also and then see what it is over here. So this is dreadlocks. We copy this one, come over here, and then paste select this one over here and paste the dreadlocks over here. Now of course, whatever that style or whatever thing that you are going to use is what you have to type over here. For me, I'm recreating this one. That is why I'm just copying and pasting, right? By just typing anything that you want over there. Okay, so basically this one. Now let's go over here also and select this one. Okay, we're gonna select this one, or we're gonna copy that one. I'm going to select this one over here, come to this place, and then I'll paste the haircut over here. So first of all, let's go over here and then change this one to yeah, to the dreadlocks. Okay, so let's look for the dreadlocks, this one. All right, so this one looks good. Now this one is haircut, so we're gonna change this one also to the haircut that we want to use. So this is the particular haircut that we are using, and that is it. So now let's go over here and copy from trendy styles to whatever it is. I'm gonna just change this one to this one. Okay, so I'll come over here, and this one says what? Pedicure, manicure. So let me go over here, and what I will do is I will just change this one to this, and come over here, copy this one, and then I'm gonna come over here, change this one to this one, pedicure and manicure, and then I'll change this particular icon over here to a different one. So I'm going to change it to this particular one. Okay, now we're going to go to the last one, then we are done with this section. I'm going to go over here, and then this is a body massage. Okay, so I'll come over here, paste this particular body massage over here, change the icon to body massage. So let's see where body massage is, this particular icon. All right, so I'm gonna go over here and then go to this particular place, and then come over here and then paste in this one over here. Now note that you know, all the icons that I used, okay, I picked it from this particular website over here, which is called flaticon.com. So you can get all icons, every icons that you want, either stickers or icons. You can be able to get it from flaticon.com, this particular website. Search for whatever you're looking for, and then you can be able to get any icons to present or to design your website with. So icons, I got it from Flaticon. All right, so let's look at what we have, what we now have, and then we can go ahead. And so this is what we have now. Let's publish it. This is exactly what we have. It's looking great, it's looking wonderful. Let's see how it looks like on the full screen. So this is exactly what we are having, and we can go ahead, and then you know, what I want to do is I just want to come over here. I want to come over here, go to the layout of the website, change the layout to 1280. Okay, and then yeah, so 1280 is what, quite okay. So it expands everything for us. Then we can also still, if you want, still reduce this this, you know, this image a little bit. So I'm going to go over here, and then instead of 81, I'm going to say 75. Let's see how it looks on a full screen. Okay, so this is quite okay. This is quite okay. Now remember that what happens is if I hover on this, it becomes like this, right? So I give it a hover, you know, kind of like a hover animation. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to hover over here, and then you see hover animation over here, and I give it something like a bob. Okay, so I'll click on bob, and as you can see, if I hover on it, this is how it behaves. Okay, so I'm going to just publish it. All right, so this is how it looks like. So we are done with this section. We're done with this section. Now we can go to another section, which is this call to action, beautiful section over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this one, come over here, and then click on this one, just create this particular container over here. So I'm going to just use this container, and like I always do, I go to the advanced, and then just make sure that I have this pattern set up. So 90 at the top, 90 at the bottom. Okay, oh, sorry, 90 at the bottom, 90 at the top, 90 at the bottom. I have it set up, and then I'll just go to the style of this particular container, give it a classic background, select an image for it, and I'm going to use this particular image over here, this beautiful lady over here, this image over here, and I'm going to go to position it center. Okay, and I'll say the attachment, I'll make it let's make it scroll and see. So let me see. Yeah, so I'm gonna make it fixed. Okay, instead of scroll, I'll make it fixed. All right, so that I can be able to scroll it. Okay, very good. Now I can come over here and say no repeat, because I don't want it to repeat itself, and I'll come over here and say cover, because I want everything to show. Now I also first of all, before I even add an overlay to it, I want to go to the layout of this particular one, and then I'm going to change this one to 900. Okay, and then I'll come over here, and minimum height, I'm going to say maybe 400. All right, so this is quite okay. And then what again, I'm going to put everything in center to justify center, and align items also center. Now I can first of all go to this style over here, scroll down over here, and give it a background overlay. So I'm going to give it a background overlay of this particular dark 2 color over here. So I'm going to copy it, come to this place, and paste this overlay over here. So what I'll do is I'll just increase the opacity to 75. So 75. Of course, you can increase it to any how you want it, but I'm going to leave it at 75, and I'm going to come over here, come to this one, copy this one, come over here, drag in a heading widget inside, and what I'll do is I'm going to paste in that particular thing that I copied, and I'll go to the style. I'm going to make sure it's at center. I'll go to typography, change it to Levic. Okay, because the Levic is what we're using. Levic, and then we're going to go to size, and we'll change it to 55. All right, so now we are good to go. We go to text, and text color, I'll change it to white. Okay, so let's go back over here, and then just copy this ready to indulge, copy it, come over here, click this plus element or add element, and then drag in a text editor underneath the heading, and then we will paste in what we copied. Okay, over here. So type in anything that you are using. I'll go to a style over here. I'll put it at the center. I'll change the color, the text color, to something like this. The typography, I'll change it to the Levic. Okay, so that is what we are using, so I'm going to change it to Levic. All right, so then I'll I'll change it to Levic, and I'll change the size to any size that I want. So let's say I want to make it an 18. Okay, and then I'll just come over here. Okay, so I'm going to come over here, and then go to the layout of the container, and then instead of 900, I'm going to make it 800, and see, still is not changing, so I'm going to make it, yeah, so 700 or maybe 600. Okay, and let me see, okay, so 600 is not really good, because I want this one to be on the straight line, so I'm going to make it 680. Yeah, so 680 is quite okay. And then I'll click on this one, I'll click on the edit text, editor over here, go to the 8 advanced, just unlink the margin over here, and then give it a negative margin of 20. Okay, the top negative margin of 20 to push the text up a little bit. Now I'm going to just go ahead and then copy this button. So I'm going to copy this button. I'll right click it and then click on copy this button. So let's copy, let's scroll down and come over here and then just paste it over here. So we're going to have something like this to book an appointment. Okay, just the same thing over here. So now we have this one done. Now the next one that we're going to do is this sections over here. Now one thing about this section is if you do one, you can duplicate all of them. Okay, so just interchange all of them. So we have some few sections to go, then we are done with our front page or our home page. Okay, so we are over here, we are now over here. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to publish this one and we move to our next section, which is talking a little bit about services and other stuff that the Salon really offer. All right, guys, so we are going to create our next section over here, our next part of the website, that is the home page, which is this particular one as you see over here. Okay, so that's exactly what we're going to do. So what I'll do is I'm going to create a container over here. So I'm going to create these two containers over here. So I'm going to use this particular container over here, and what I'll do is with the left side I'll put in an image over here, and then with the right side it's going to be words over here. So it's going to be full width, so I'm going to change this width to full width over here, and so that it's going to have everything that and I'll go to the advanced section of the container, and I'll give it a padding of 0. Okay, so that I'm going to have a padding of 0. Now over here I want to put an image inside this particular container, that is the left side of the container. Okay, so I'm going to put an image over here. So I'll change the minimum height to 400. Okay, so I'm going to make the minimum height 400, and I'll go to style over here, and I'm going to put an image as a background. I'm going to set an image as a background. So I'll go to classic type, and then I'll set an image over here as a background. So I'm going to look for the image that we used on this particular side of it, which is this particular one for hairstyling. So I'm going to look for it, which is this one over here, and I'm going to select it. Now almost all my images I got it from Pixel. Okay, so pixel.com, pixels.com. You can go over there and check all images I got from that place. And then so now that I've set it like this, I'm going to scroll down, and what I'll do is I'll make the image resolution to be full. I'm going to make the position also to be custom. Okay, so I'm going to make the position to be custom like this, and then the X value I'm going to make it negative 496 or negative 500, depending on how you want to do it. So I'll remove the 0 from here, and then the Y side I'll make it negative 92. So it will be something like this. Okay, and then I'll make the default to be fixed. Okay, and that's the attachment to be fixed, and then repeat I'll say no repeat, and then the size I'll say cover. So it's gonna cover everywhere. So when you scroll, this is how it's gonna be like. Okay, so basically that is it. Now the main container itself, I'm gonna give it a background. So I'll click on this 6 dots over here, which is the edit container, Now come to its style over here, and then I'm going to give it background to be a color background. So I'm going to choose a background for it, and then I'm going to use this particular background color, the dark 2 that I'm using. So I'm just going to insert the color code into this one. So to make sure that I still have my color code, I will just add this color code and then say maybe dark yeah, blue or something like that. Let me just create dark blue for it. So it's gonna be created for it, so that I wouldn't be adding it. I already have it. When I click on this particular side and I scroll down, I'm gonna have the dark blue over here, and this is the orange that we always use. All right, so now that we have this one set up, now we can go to the right side. Okay, the right side, what I'll do is I'll put a container also inside this particular container. So I'm going to go ahead and put another container here. Okay, so I'm going to put another container inside this one. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to position everything center. So I'll click on the main right side container over here, and I'll give it a center fill over here, and then this one also I'm going to give it like this. And then inside this one, even this particular container, that is this container. Okay, so even let's go over here first. Let's go here, this particular container. So let's edit this container. I'm gonna go to it, advanced, and then what I'll do is I will unlink the padding over here. I'll give the top 0, I'll give the right 40, I'll give the bottom 0, and then I'll give the left also 40. Okay, so it's gonna be something like this, right? And then I'll come to the inner container also over here, and then I'll give everything I'll go to it, advanced, also over here. I'll give everything 0 0 0, and then the padding, for instance, I'll unlock it. I'll just give the left side to be 30. Okay, so it's gonna be some, so that there's gonna be a space over here. Now let's click inside this container, and let's add some things into it. So if you come over here, and you see the main website, we have this one, which is what, hairstyling. Okay, so you can copy it, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pick this particular thing over here. I'll just right click it and copy. I'll come over here, and then I'm going to paste it inside this one. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'm going to come to style. Now position it on the left side, and then come over here and copy the hairstyling. Come over here, come again to this side, and then go to content, and then I'm gonna just paste hairstyling over there. Now go to style, and then I'll change the color to the color that I want. So it's just the color that I will change to orange, and it's gonna be something like this. Now I'll do same for the text below. So I'm gonna copy this particular text. So I'll copy it, and then come over here, and I'm gonna paste it over here. Okay, so I'm gonna paste it over here, and then I'll go to a style, and then I'll position it or align it at the left, so all will be at the left. And I'll come to this place, and then I'm gonna copy this text over here, and I'll come over here, and then I'll go to the content, remove this one and paste this one in it. So it's gonna be something like this. And the next one is I'm just going to copy this button over here. So I'll just copy the button over here, and then paste it inside this container. So it's going to be something like this. Now over here, what is there? What does the button really says? All right, so the button says what? Learn more. Okay, so I'm going to go over here, and just remove this book appointment, and then I'll say learn more over here. So we're gonna have this one done. Now over here we'll come later on and then change this one to point to the services page of this particular hairstyling. So I'm gonna just leave it as it is over here, and what I'll do is let me see how it looks like. All right, so it looks perfectly the way we want it. Okay, so of course, if you want to, just make it a little bit bigger, you can go ahead and let me go to this side and see. Let me go to the layout, and then the minimum height I can make it 500. Okay, so 500, so that it will be a big bigger for me. Okay, so 500 is quite okay. And then it's left with the next section, which is this side of it. Okay, so basically it's the same side turned different way. Okay, so opposite side. So what I will do is I'll just copy this one over here. I'm gonna go and then right click and click on copy. Okay, or you could just right click and click on duplicate. Just duplicate it so that I will duplicate it for you without you copying and then what and pasting. Okay, so as you can see over here, it has done the duplicate for me over here. And as you can see, because it is the same image which is at the top and at the bottom, this is how it behaves. But I don't want it that way. I want to it to be turned in the opposite direction. So what I'll do is I'll click on this particular one, the edit container, that is the 6 dots over here, and then see this one over here which says role reversed. Okay, this particular one, I'm going to reverse the role over here, and it's going to be something like this. Okay, so now that it is role reversed, now what we can do is we have to go over here and then change some of the things also over here. Okay, so remember that we've done kind of this settings differently. Okay, so what we can do is we can go to the style over here, and then first of all let me look at the image which is on the other side. It is this particular image, so I'm gonna go over here and then I'll turn it, instead of -496, I'll remove this image first and then do the settings for the custom. So I'm going to use this image. I'm going to use this image over here, and this is how it's going to be. So with this one, what I can do is let me just remove it and say +9 and see. So you see, this is how it's going to be like. Okay, and then over here also let me just say +90, and this is how this one is also going to be like. So of course you can decide not to make it custom by make it what, maybe center, right? And this is how it's going to be like. Okay, so if you made this one custom, make sure that you change this one to what, to center, to bring it to the right position that you want. Okay, so basically this is how you have, and then all you need to do is to change this text over here, change this text from hairstyling to haircut and all those kind of stuff. Let me go over here to haircut, and then you can change this text and other stuff over here. So now that we are done with this particular section, also we're going to click on publish to publish it. So now we are almost there. We are almost getting to the last part of the home page. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this side also. Okay, so this is the side that we're going to do. It's also very simple. Let's go over here, and then first of all we're going to pick a container. Okay, so I'm going to go over here, and then we're going to pick a container over here. So we pick you can decide to pick this 2-column container, but I'm going to pick this first. This is what I'm going to pick. The the container has, image, two different containers inside it. So I'm going to pick this one also and put two different containers inside this particular container. So I'll put the first one and duplicate it to make it two containers. Okay, of course you can choose the double container side, but I decide to choose this particular one. And then over here I'll come click on this particular one, that is the main one. Go to a style over here, and I'm going to just give it a background type. Okay, so let's give it a background type. I'm going to give it a background type of this particular image. So I'm going to give it this image, and then what I'll do is I will come to its position. I'll come to its position and make it center. I'll make it center. Come to the default and make it fixed. Okay, and as you can see, it seems to be repeating itself. So what I'll do is I'm going to make it to no repeat. Okay, no repeat. And then later on I'll make it to be cover. Okay, so cover. Now I'll go to advanced over here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to unlink the values over here and give it a top 90 and a bottom also 90. Oh, sorry, a bottom also 90, top 90, bottom 90. Okay, so it's going to be something like this. Now I can put in what I want to put inside this one. So if you go over here, what is over here? Let's look at what is over here. So this one says book an appointment. Okay, this one says book an appointment, and then this one is just an image, and then we have this images over here. So that is exactly where we're going to go. Okay, so we're going to go to here, and then first of all we want to give it an an overlay. Okay, so an image overlay. So I'm going to scroll down and then look at background overlay. So we want to give it a darker overlay so that we can be able to write what we want to write on it. So I'm going to pick this particular color. So I'll come here to color, and then let me scroll down a little bit. Oh, let me go to down a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to pick this darker blue over here, and then I'll increase the opacity to maybe 85. So it's going to be something like this. Okay, so now I can be able to go ahead and type in whatever thing that I want to type in over here. All right, so what we will do is what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this text. Okay, so I'll copy this particular text. So I'll just click on copy over here, and then I'm going to scroll down and then right click over here and click on paste. All right, so now I can be able to just copy the text which is over here, this particular text, copy it, come over here, and replace the text over here with this. So it's going to be something like this, or you can type your own thing over there. Okay, now I'm going to go over here, click on add. Okay, and then just look for something like a list or something. So I'm going to look for what we call the feature list. Okay, so I'm going to just put it beneath this one, and we're going to have something like this. Okay, so this is going to be like a feature list. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go to a style, I'll change this. Okay, so let me see how this one looks like before I can be able to change everything that I want to change. Okay, so this is red, this is the orange or yellow color, and this is what kind of like a greenish blue or something like that. And this is ultra modern, whatever it is, that kind of a thing. So I'm just going to go over here and choose any color that I want. So I'm gonna go over here and choose like a red color. So like purple, red, or something like that. Okay, so first of all, you can either change it over here, or you can go ahead one after the other, feature by feature from the content over here, and then you also change it over there. Okay, so as you can see, how many um you have? Only 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that is exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to delete this particular one, and then I'll click on it feature over here. Now as you can see, this is the icon, and you can make it style. You can use custom style for it, and then you can be able to change the style the way you want it. So the BG color, you can choose any color that you want to use for it. So I'm going to choose this reddish color. Okay, this reddish color for it. And then the icon also you can choose, and then this one is also the border, icon border. So because I want it to be the same, I'm going to choose this one and paste it over here. Okay, so I'm going to have it pasted over here. All right, so this is my first icon, and let me go back to it content over here. And what does the content say? The first content says ultra modern facility. So I'm going to just copy it, come to this side, go to icon over here, and then look for something which is a facility like a building. So I'm going to use this particular building. I'm going to insert it, and then over here it says feature list. I'm going to put in this particular ultra modern facility, and then you can add whatever thing that you want to add over here. So if you look at it, says what you can add anything that you want to add over here. So this is just something you can do. So this is how you can be able to style each one of them. So key features also, you can be able to copy this one, experience hairstylist, copy it, delete these key features, come over here, choose this one, and then let's look for users. Okay, so users, we can either use this one or anything that we want to use. You can choose any user, either this particular one or this one. Okay, so let's use this one, and then this one also we can choose color for it. So I'm going to go to a style over here, and then I'm going to choose a color. I'm going to choose this orange color, come over here and choose this orange color. Okay, so it's going to be the same. Now the last one is the modern tools and equipment. So I'm going to copy this one, come to content over here, and then let me close this one, go to connect line, so this particular one, and then just delete this one, insert this one over here. This one, what is the icon over here? Let me see the icon. Okay, tools, right? So of course you can use any tools that you want. So if you search for comb and you get a comb, you can use it. If you search for hair and you're gonna get anything hair, you're gonna use it. If you search for whatever it is, you're gonna use it. But I'll look for tools and see if I can get any tools. So I'm just going to use this one. Okay, so now I have this one done. This one also I can go to a style and let's see. It's about green. It's more or less like greenish something. I can, go to style over here, give it custom styles, and I change this one to, let's say, green. So let's use this kind of green. And then let's copy this one and paste it over here. All right, so now we have it down. Now the only thing we have to do is to change this text colors, and also make sure that the typography font is the best font that we are using. So we're going to go over here, and then I'll scroll down to title and description, or even with the line. Let's look at the line. What does it say? The line is white. So this is the line. Okay, so the line over here, I'm going to go over here and then choose white. Okay, so I'm going to choose white over here. So that is it. And then title and what description, we're going to go over here, and then the title and description, as you can see, we have the title to be orange, and then we have the description also to be that kind of grayish white. And then we can change the typography font family. You can change the font family and its size. So we're going to use our Livic, and then if you like, we can decide to increase it a little bit, like 25, like this. Okay, we can also go to this particular one also, and then go to it, font family. We can choose the Livic that we are using. Okay, so search for Livic and then just change this one. Now of course you can decide to increase it to maybe 16 or so. So it's gonna be something like this. Now after that, what do? We can add our button also to it, which says book an appointment. So I'm going to go to the top and look for the button which says book an appointment, and I'm going to copy it. So I'll right click on it and copy, and then I'll scroll down and then come over here, right click over here, and then click on paste. So it's going to be below over here. Now over here, what I'll do is I'll click on it, and then I'll drag in an image into this side. All right, so then I'll click on this particular choose image icon over here to choose an image that I want to use. So let's look at the image. Okay, so this particular salon image. So this is the image that we are using, and I'm going to just put it over here. All right, so this is exactly what we have over here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click over here, and I want to position the items in this one in center. So I'm going to go to the layout. Okay, so I'm going to click on the layout, and I change some of the layout of this particular container. So I'll justify everything at the center, and then I'll put everything also at the center. So it's going to be like this. Now let's go back over here and see how the we did this one. So this one have kind of like a drop down color over here, which is like a yellow shadow kind of thing over there. So what I'll do is I'm also going to do same, right? I'll go to a style over here, and then I'm going to scroll down and look at where it says what box shadow. So I'm going to pick a color for it. So first of all, let me just go ahead and then give it this kind of full color. Okay, so it's not going to be transparent, but it's going to be full color. And then I'll look for the shadow. So I'm going to pick this color. As you can see, it has been picked. Now I'll scroll down and you see where it says blur. I'm going to give it a 0. Okay, and then the horizontal and vertical, so I can decide to give it 7 over here, and then also 7 over here. So 7 7 will give me what I want. and then the border radius, I'll make it 14. Okay, so if I do that, I can go ahead and view it and see how it looks like. All right, so guys, as you can see, it looks perfectly great the way we want it. So all what we need to do is to just publish it. Okay, so adjust it to the settings that you want, and then we can go ahead and click on publish to publish it. Okay, so our last section that we're going to talk about is, let's scroll down, is this last section over here. Okay, so we want to get in touch, and then we bring this form over here. That is exactly what we're going to do over here, and that is just pretty small. We need to just create the form before we can bring its shortcode over here. All right, guys, so what we're going to do is to design this place. So what, first of all, let's go to where we are designing, and then scroll down. Let's scroll down, and what we're going to do is we're going to pick a container over here. So I'm going to just click on this one, and I'm going to choose this particular container. So let me choose this container. All right, so once we're done, we have to do some few settings for the container. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust the container to you know, the sizes and other stuff that I want. So I want to go to the padding. Okay, so I'll go to advanced padding, and then make it, you know, top padding of 9, bottom padding of also 90. I give padding spaces for it. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is to go to the layout over here, and I'm going to give, you know, this layout to be, first of all, let me just give, you know, leave the width as it is. I'll come back later, but I'm going to give minimum height of, let's say, 600. So I want to give a minimum height of 600 to the container, and then I'll still go to the style of the container, and then I want to give it a background image. So let me look at this particular place that we are designing. We have this background beautiful image over here, and that is exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to give a background image over here. So I'll pick a background image. So I'll choose an image for it, and I will search for the image that I want to use. So let me use this particular image over here, and then click on select. All right, so this is the image that I want to use. I'm going to come over here and position it center, and then I'll scroll down, and the attachment, I'll make it fixed, and then also um, the the repeat, I'm going to say no repeat, and then the size over here, I will make it cover. Okay, so I'm going to pick cover for it. All right, so now that I'm done over here, all what I need to do is to just give a background overlay for this particular container. So I'm going to go over here, click on a background overlay, and I'm going to pick an overlay for it. So I'll come over here, background type, overlay type. I'll click on this, and then the color over here, I'm going to choose our color that we've been using. So let me just scroll to the top, and I'll choose the dark blue color over here, and then I'll increase the opacity a little bit. So I'll make it like a 75, just like this one. And then what I will do is, of course, we can even make it like an 85 to make it darker a little bit. All right, so what I'll do is I'm going to bring my my text, and then another the you know, the form also over here. So I'm going to just drag in a text, a container over here. I'm going to drag in a container over here, and I'm going to repeat the container. So I'm going to duplicate, sorry, I'm going to duplicate the container. Okay, to make it two different containers. Okay, now first, if I want to position them in the middle, so click on this main container. I'm going to click on this main container over here, and then I'll go to its layout, and then center everything, you know, in the middle. So I'll come over here, justify center, align center. Okay, everything is supposed to be center, and then with this container, that is where I'll bring my heading. Okay, so if you look at it, this is the heading. So I'm going to bring a heading over here. So I'm going to copy it and then drag in a text over here, or I can decide to just look for a text which I've already used before. So yeah, just like this one, I'm going to just copy it. Okay, copy this one, scroll down to where I'm designing, and then all what I do is to paste it. Okay, so I will paste this one over here, and then after that I'm gonna go here and then copy this let's get in touch, and then paste it over here. So it's gonna be like this, right? And then I'll bring a divider over there. Okay, so just to underline or just to bring some design to the text that we've brought over there. So I'm going to bring a divider over here, just a simple divider over here, and I'm going to just make it like 30. Okay, 30 is even too big. I'm going to make it like a 20. Okay, and put it in the middle. All right, so it's going to be something like this. Go to it, style, change the color. So I'm gonna just zoom out a little bit and then scroll to the bottom and change the color to orange. Then let me zoom in. Okay, so this is it. This is what we have right now. So what I'll do is I'll just reduce the gap, make the gap 0. Let me just make the gap 0. So it's gonna be something like this. Now I want to bring my how do you call it, my short code for the form over there. So this is where the form will be like, but before that, let me just reduce the size of the main container. So I'm going to make it like an 800. All right, so this is how it's going to be. So our form is going to be over here. So over here I'm going to bring a short code to it. So I'll search for short code, and then I'll drag in the short code into this place. Okay, so this is how the short code is going to be like. And then over here what I'll do is also reduce this one to be like 70. Yeah, so it's going to be something like this, right? So after that we're going to just go ahead and then put a short code over here. So for now I'm going to just publish this one. I'm going to publish this one and then go ahead and go back to my dashboard and then create the form. Okay, so I'm going to go to the dashboard and we're going to create the form that we're going to use for the short code. So I'm going to look at the form over here and see the form. So we have name, address, and then message, and then send message. So that is all what we need. That is all what we need. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. I'm going to go and then search for what we call Forminator. Remember we installed this plugin over here which is called the Forminator, right? So we're going to go and then install this Forminator, and then we're going to just use this Forminator to be able to create our form. So hover on it like this and then choose forms. Okay, so now that we're over here, we have to create a form because we don't have any form over here. So I'm going to click on this one or this one. Okay, so we click on create, and then they have some templates that you can choose from. Okay, so first of all I want to just use this one over here. This is the template I want to use. So I'm going to just click on this one and then just put a name over here. So just contact form, and I'm going to click on create to create my contact form. All right, so now that we have created this particular form, so we're going to have what first name, email address, phone number, and then message. Let's see how it looks over here. It's just name, email address, and message. So we have to make sure that we change some few things. So click on top of it, and then instead of first name, just put it name over here. Then you can make it maybe John Doe. Okay, so to apply for full name, and then click on it, and then email address. So we're going to delete this one. So click on this settings icon over here, and then just click on delete to delete it. And you're going to have this 1 2 3. Okay, so if you come over here, it's going to be 1 2 3. Okay, with the button 4. The same way applies to 1 2 3 with the button over here 4. Okay, so now we are good to go. Now let's go to its appearance. So at the moment, if we preview the form, this is how we're going to get. Okay, we're going to get this particular thing, but we want to change its appearance. So we want to make this appearance make like material. Okay, so we're going to be something like this. So we're going to choose the material over here. Now let's go to its layout. Don't do anything over here, it's going to be the same, but with the colors over here, you can customize the colors. Okay, so of course you can customize it. So the form container, you can go over here and then choose the border that you want. So the border is white, but you can make it transparent depending on how you want it. So that is it. And then also the background, if you want to choose any background for it, but I'm going to leave the background as it is. Okay, and then if you go to the submission indicator, you can also choose any color that you want for it. And then responses, response success, you can choose a color for it. But let's go to the form basics. So the field basics, so over here, the label, you can choose a color that you want for it. So for the label, I'm going to choose white. Okay, and then also for the description, also I'm going to choose lighter gray over here. Basically that is it. Now let's go to the input and text area. So you can choose a placeholder text for it, the border, input and text area, the border color, the background color, the text color, all those things you can choose. So the text color, I'm going to choose something like this. The placeholder color, also I'm going to choose something like this. And then the background color, if I want to choose something, I can choose. And then also the border color, also you can also choose any color that you want. Now let's come to the submit over here. With the submit, we want to choose the yellow kind of color. Okay, so let's go ahead and look for a color that is orange. Okay, so we're gonna go straight to orange. So we're gonna choose this 49200 F49200. With the text, also want to choose what white for it. And when you hover on it, we don't want the F49200. We want something different. Okay, so we want to choose something like this. Now with the text, also want to maintain it to be white. So let's publish it. Okay, we're going to publish it, and then we'll copy this short code and then come to this place. I'm going to put the short code over here. All right, so this is the short code, and as you can see, this is how it looks like. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to give it some kind of pattern. Okay, so I'm going to go to advanced of it, and then I'm going to give it a pattern of maybe 25 or around. So it's going to be something like this, right? And then with the main container, also what I'll do is I'll go to its advanced. Okay, and then also give it a pattern of 25. Okay, so it's going to be something like this. All right, so now I'm going to go to the main container style. Okay, so I'm going to go to the main container style over here, and then with the border, also I'll come over here, and then what I'll do is the default type, I'm going to make it solid, and then I'll choose border 1 for it, and then I'm gonna just give it kind of like a grayish color, and then I'll give it a transparent kind of color. Okay, so now let's publish it and let's see it at the front end and see how it looks like on the front end. So we're gonna go to the front end over here and refresh the page and see how it looks like on the front end. If we need to adjust it, of course we will have to do justice to it. You have to adjust the form and everything. So let's scroll down, let's scroll down, and see how our form looks like. So this is how our form looks like. It looks pretty okay. Everything is pretty normal and pretty fine. So I think there's no need for adjustments. There's no need for anything. We're just gonna just maintain it as it is like this. So we are good to go. Everything looks perfectly good for us. The only thing left is with the animations that we have on this particular website. So if you come over here and let's say if you see these are the animations I'm talking about. So if I go scroll down, there are a lot of animations that will pop up. Okay, so let's just refresh it, and then you guys will see the animations that I'm talking about. All right, guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to add what we call motion effects to this particular section over here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the motion effect over here so that you can also be able to add it yourself, the rest of the sections over here. Okay, so you add it yourself. So I'm just showing you how you can be able to add it, and then you go ahead and then add it yourself. So what we will do is we're going to click on this particular um heading text over here. Okay, so when we click on it, now we're going to go to it advanced. That's exactly where we will go. So make sure that you are not on the content, but you go to advanced over here, and then right under advanced, scroll down. Okay, just go down over here and look for what we call motion effect. Okay, so we're going to click on it, and then we're going to add what we call entrance animation. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here and add an entrance animation. So there are so many entrance animations over here that you can be able to add, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add fading right for the first one, and then the text I'm going to add fading left. So I'll just click on this particular one over here, and then also add a fading left motion animation for it. So I'm gonna go straight down over here. I'll scroll down and then click on motion effect over here, and then under entrance animation I'm gonna select it, and then just go for fading left, click on it, and it's gonna activate that animation for me. I'm gonna do same for the button also. So I'm gonna click on the edit icon over here, and I also add an entrance animation for the button itself. So that one also I'm gonna scroll down. Let's scroll down, and I'll come to motion effect over here. So now that I'm over here and the entrance animation, I'm gonna just change the entrance animation to the effect I want. So I'm gonna just go for fading up. Okay, so just like this one over here, so it's gonna go up. Now I'm okay with it. I'll just click on publish, which is gonna it's gonna publish for me. So I've added entrance animation to these three items over here, or widgets over here. Of course, you can go ahead and do same for all the other ones over here. Okay, so just do same for it, add any entrance animation that you want, and then it's gonna work for you. Okay, that is basically it. Now we are done with our home page. Okay, we are done with our home page. Now what we have to do is to set up our header and then our footer. Okay, so we're going to set up our header and footer. Now to set up our header and footer, we need something we call the customizer to set up our header and footer, and then also we need to make sure that we set up all the menus that we need for the website to really function. Okay, and that is it. So we're gonna go to the website that we are looking on to create this particular website. And let's look at how the header and footer looks like. Okay, so this is a website that we working on it, that we are looking on it to create our website. And this is how the header and footer looks like. So we're going to do exactly the same header and footer, and then we are good to go. So we're going to go to our dashboard, and then from the dashboard, now first of all, one thing I also want you to do is, since you've set up the website, of course maybe you might you haven't set up a home page for this particular, even though you've created a home page, but you haven't set up a home page for it. So what you need to go is to make sure that you go to settings over here, and the settings, go to reading. Okay, just go to reading, and then make sure that the page that you created as a home page, change from latest post over here to static page over here, and then select under home page over here, select home. Okay, to make sure that that is your home page, and then you click on save. Okay, and that particular page becomes your home page for the website. So as you can see, this one will become our home page for the website. Now we're going to go ahead, and then we will want to create our menus for our header and then footer. So to create a menu, we're going to hover on appearance over here, and then under appearance, we're going to go to menus. So I'm going to click on menus over here, and we're going to create some few menus. So if you look at this particular website that we are creating, this is a menu. Okay, this one, as you see over here, is a navigation menu. That is the primary menu. Now this one you see over here is also a menu, is a secondary menu. Now when we scroll down, there are a few menus also over here. We have the about us, which is also another menu, and then we have this one over here, which is also about another, the quick links, which is also another menu. So all these menus before we can be able to set up our header and then footer. So I'm going to go back over here and then start creating our menu. So first of all, we're going to create the primary menu. So just type in primary menu over here. Now I've been typing it for long, so all the options comes over here for me to pick. You just type in primary menu over here, and then menu settings. I'm just going to display location as primary. Okay, so the primary is just basically just on top. Okay, so here is the primary menu. So I'm just going to set it as a primary menu, and then I'm going to just create menu. All right, so my menu is created. Now I don't have any menu items in the menu, so I have to add some from here to this place. So let's see what is on the menu that we have. We have home, about, services, shop, contact. Now for shop, we just use how do you call it, we just use custom links to be able to represent the shop, because for now we haven't installed WooCommerce yet, so we haven't created the shop page. But we will select all the other pages, so home, about, services, contact. Okay, so we're gonna just click on add to menu over here to be able to add. Now we're gonna go here which says custom links, and then over here I'm just going to use a pound sign to represent the link, and then I'll just type in shop over here. Okay, and I'll click to add to the shop. Now we'll rearrange it, so we have home, about, and then I'm going to change this to I'm going to just reset this one and put set services under just about, just after about, and then I'm going to also put shop just after about services, and then I want contact to be the last one. So now that I'm done, I can click on save menu to save menu that we have created. All right, so now we have created our primary menu. So if you go over here and refresh our website, we're going to have our primary menu over here. Okay, so as you can see over here, this is how our primary menu looks like. Okay, so this is how our primary menu looks like. Now we're going to go back to our menus and create some few other menus. So we're going to create the quick links menu, the about, as menu, and then we also create the secondary menu. So to create another menu this time around, we're just going to click here and click here to create another menu. So let me just click on this to create another menu. All right, so this is the menu structure. We're going to give a name for it. So this menu, I'm going to call it about. Okay, so about us. And this time around, I'm not going to set it or display it anywhere because I'll show it at the footer, but it's not a footer navigation, so I'm not going to show it over there. So I'll just click on create to create my menu. And then what are there on this particular menu? So I'm going to go down and then see about us, services, contact, terms and condition, and privacy policy. So I'm going to go over here and then about us, services, contact. Okay, so about, services, contact, terms and condition. So contact became first, so I'm going to rearrange it, bring contact the last, and then I'll come to custom links just like we did for the shop. I'm going to come over here, and then over here I'll just write terms and conditions, and then click on add to menu over here. And also add another one. I'll use the pound sign to represent the link, and then also privacy policy. All right, so I'm going to just add to it, and we are good to go. I'll just click on save menu. So now we've created two menus. Okay, so we're going to create another one, which is the quick links menu, and then after that we create the the other menu, which is the secondary navigation. So I can pause the video over here. I'll pause the video over here, and then I'll create those menus, and then I'll come back again. All right, guys. So we are done with the menus over here. So as you can see, these are the menus over here, and we can also see it over here. So we have the about us, the primary menu, the quick links, and then we have the secondary menu. So all the menus have been created for us, so we can go ahead and then start customizing or designing our header and then our footer. So to be able to design our header and footer, we need to go and then click on customize over here. So under appearance, okay, go ahead and click on customize. So I want to open it in a new tab, so I'll just go ahead and then open the customize in a new tab over here, and I'll wait for it to load for me. All right, so now that we have it over here, now first of all, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and then change our colors and then font. Okay, so since we are working with some font, which is the Levic font, we want to go ahead and then just go and change the font. So I'll go to colors and font, and then under colors over here, I want to set up my orange or yellow color that I'm using on the website. So I'm going to click on colors over here, and then I'm going to change this to global colors over here. Okay, so I'm going to click on this particular color. That's the first one, and I'm going to set that my color that I'm using. So I'm going to go ahead and then set up that color. Let me see, where is it over here? All right, so I'm going to pick the color from this side. I'm going to copy it and then come over here, and then inside this I'm going to just select this one and paste the color code over here. So this is the color code that we're using. I want it to show well, and I'm going to do same for this particular one also. So I'm going to select this one, and then I'm going to change this color code also. So yes, I'm going to just go ahead. This time around, I want to increase it a little bit so that it will be a little bit lighter. Okay, so the yellow or the orange will be a little bit lighter or brighter than the first one. So we have this one set up, so we can click outside it. Now we have our colors set up. Okay, so we can go ahead and even check all the colors over here. So this is how it's going to be. So if it is a link color, we will say maybe we don't want it to be underlined. Okay, so this is quite okay. All right, so after that we can click on publish to publish the changes that we have done. So go ahead and click on publish. So I'm going to click on publish. All right, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to click on back over here, and then this time around we can go straight. I want to go straight to buttons over here. So how I want my buttons to also look like. So okay, so as you can see, because we change the colors and all those things, the buttons are all using the same colors. The only thing I want to do over here is to come over here and set up border radius to 50. Okay, I want to set up border radius of the buttons to 50, and then you can also decide to set up your own border. Okay, so if you want a border over here, you can go ahead and set the border for it. So let's say I want to set a border for it. I'll choose this border over here, and I'll say maybe the width should be just 1. And then with this one over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on top of it and then make it transparent. Okay, so first of all, I want to just copy no, I'm not even going to copy this one. I just want to make this one transparent. So I'm going to position it somewhere over here, very transparent. And then I'll come back to our border colors over here, and I'll set the border colors. So I'm going to set this one for this one, and I also set this one for this one. And then with this one, I want to change the color also. So I want to change this color to this particular color over here. All right, so now we are good to go with the button. So I can just click on publish to publish it, and I can go back also over here. So I want to click on back, and then the next one is for us to set up our typography. So I want to set up the typography by clicking on it, and then what I want to do is just to change what we call the base font, okay, for the whole website. So the base font for our theme is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to select it over here. So I'm going to select the font over here, and the font that we are dealing with is what we call the Livic. Okay, so let's just select the font, click to select the font. All right, so we're going to search for that particular font, which is the Livic font, and we're going to select it over here. So we click on select, we click on it to select it. So when it is selected, you see that it will change over here. Okay, so that is our base font, and you see everything over here has changed. All the font and everything has changed. Okay, so I'm okay with it. I'm just going to publish it. Okay, so now I've done the colors, the font, and then the buttons. So now we are good to go to start creating our header. So I'm going to go back, and now I can click on header over here. So I'm going to click on header, and what I'm going to do is when I'm over here, I first of all want to change my logo. Okay, so before even I change my logo, let me just make sure that my header is a transparent header. So we want the header to be a transparent and a sticky header. So we have to activate this transparent header and activate the sticky header also. So I'm going to go back to activate this transparent header. So I'll click on the transparent header, and then all what I need to do is to click on enable over here, and then it will be enabled for us. All right, so you can either toggle this once if you don't want it. So maybe you want it to be disabled on bookings, disabled on discount, disabled on whatever it is. You can just toggle around it. Okay, so know how it's it will kind of like behave on your website. So that is basically it. So guys, as you can see, because we've set a transparent header, and because our header items over here have a darker background, you cannot really see it over here, or you cannot really see it well. So what we want to do is to go to design over here. We want to set up our colors. Okay, so we want to make sure that we have, the right colors for it. So the navigation over here, we want to go ahead and then change it to white. Okay, and then we change the hover also to the color that we want. So I'm going to change the hover also to this color, and then the active color also to the same color over here. So it's going to be something like this. Okay, so guys, as you can see now, if you don't have this underline over here, of course you can go ahead and make sure that your header, your navigation have that kind of underline. Okay, so all what you need to do is to go inside your navigation and then activate that kind of navigation that you want. All right, so this is our navigation over here. Okay, so let me see. Yes, so this is our navigation over here. Let me go to design, and as you can see, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, so you can set it up over here. Okay, you can just change it over here. Now default, it comes with standard. Okay, but if you change it, you can change it to underline or anything that you want. Okay, so basically it. Now that we have this one set up, now it is for us to set this one also up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to click on this settings icon over here, and then I want to set my logo up. Okay, so with my logo, I have the logo already in the website. All what I need to do is to, I'm going to go to general. All what I need to do is to set it up. Okay, so to do so, I'll just click on the logo layout. I'm going to choose just logo, and then click on this select logo, and then choose my logo that I'm using for the website. All right, so I'm going to click on this particular one, and then I click on select. Okay, so it's asking me to crop. I'm not going to crop it. I'm just going to say skip cropping. So I want the full image to be showing over there. So I've set up my logo. I wait for it to come, and as you can see, this is the logo. Now we have the main row set up. Now all what we need to do is to add a button. So I'm going to click on this plus icon over here, and then choose a button over here. Okay, so you see now a button pops up. Now if you don't see book an appointment, of course you can go ahead and type it inside over here. Okay, and then also you copy the booking URL and paste it over here. Okay, basically, so now we have our header set up over here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a top, you know header. Okay, a top row header. So I'm going to bring the HTML widget over here, and inside the HTML widget we're going to have what, we're going to have our text inside it. Okay, so you can type in any text that you want, but this is what I typed in. Okay, so just click on the plus icon and then select HTML and type in any text that you want to see inside. Okay, basically that is it. Now you cannot see it um because I haven't set up certain things for the top row. So when I click on the top row settings over here, this is the top row settings. I can go to design over here, and then just change some few things for it. So this is its design. Okay, and it's having this kind of transparency over here, that is for the border. Okay, so it's having a bottom border over here. Okay, now I can also go ahead and then edit this text from the HTML settings over here. I can go to the design from here, and then I'll choose the color that I want. So just click on design, and then we're going to choose the color that we want it to be designed. So as you can see, this is the font style over here, and of course we can go ahead and then maybe choose any color that we want it to show over here. So as you can see, this is how it looks like. Okay, this is how it looks like. Let's see how it looks like. So this is basically how it looks like over here. All right, so I'm going to just pick this color because I'm going to use it on the next one. So I'm going to copy this color code, and then I'll come over here, and then over here we're going to add our navigation, secondary navigation. Okay, remember we created a menu for secondary navigation. That is what we're going to have. So this is not the secondary navigation that we created. This is not. Let me go to my menus, and then I'll see what navigations I created for the secondary navigation. All right, so this is the only navigation I created for the secondary navigation. Let me just click on save. Okay, it is saved. Now, first of all, let me just publish this one over here, and then let's go to the front end to see if it is still showing all those all those navigations over there. And if it is, then we will know what to do about it. Okay, so it is showing these things over here, which I don't understand because I just wanted to show this and this. Okay, so what I'll do is let me just go over here and then refresh the website. All right, so it is still showing this one over here. So let me go over here and see why it is showing this one. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm gonna come over here and then just add something to it. So let's say I want to add a contact to it, and then I'll save this. Okay, and then I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna refresh the website. Okay, so it's still the same, right? Okay, so what I'll do is I'm gonna come over here and then I have to purge the cache. Okay, so I don't know whether it is the caching system that is behaving that way, but let's leave it as it is for now. But we'll work on it later on in the video. But for now, I'm going to leave it as it is because I'm going to work on it and know the reason why. So even if I have to delete the menu and then redesign or redo it again, I will do it. But for now, this is the secondary menu. Make sure that you have the secondary menu set up over there. So I'm going to click on the header, and as you can see, we gave the header some small border over here, and that is it. I showed you how you can be able to do that. So that is the border that you see over there. Now that we have our top header set up, now all what we need to do is to also work on our I'm going to close this one. I just want to see why it is still behaving that way. Okay, and let me just bring it again. Click on this one, click on the navigation, secondary navigation. Okay, still behaving that way, but of course I'm sure if we purge the cache, it's going to work magic for us. But now that we have this one, now let's go back to our the next one that we want to design, that is the footer. Okay, so we're going to scroll down over here. Let's scroll down, and as you can see, this is our footer that we see over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to click on footer over here, and we want to design our footer the way we want it. So first of all, I'm going to go to the copyright over here. Now when you when you come over here, you're not going to see what you are seeing over here. Okay, maybe you're going to see team credit and other stuff. So you see copyright, year, site title, and then team credit. All what you need to do is just delete the team credit and add this over here. Okay, so add your custom whatever thing that you want to add over here. Okay, that's exactly what I added. I just added this custom message over here. Okay, so you can basically add your own also. So that's exactly what you can do. So you can just basically add this one or anything just pointing to who created this particular website or who designed this particular website. Okay, so that is what basically it. And then over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just change the color of the font. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and then make it white, right? I'm going to make it this particular white, and then the link I'm going to say no underline, and then I'll come to the bottom over here, the bottom row over here, and then what I'll do is, okay, so I'm going to just remove this bottom space, which is 30 from there, and I'll go to design over here, and I'll come over here and change the bottom row. Okay, so I'm going to change the bottom row to this dark, color over here. So dark 2. I'm going to change it to dark 2. Let me see if dark 2 is, yeah, so I'm going to change it to dark 2, and let me see dark, the main dark also. Let's see the color over here, whether which one is deeper than the other. Okay, so I'm going to use this one for the footer. So I'm going to use this one for the footer, and then I'll come to the main row over here. Now with the main row, when you select the main row over here, or the middle row, sorry, when you select the middle row, make sure that you move it from 3 to 4. Okay, so make sure that it is on 4 over here, and then choose the layout as this one, 40 20 20 20. Okay, now over here I'm going to add a widget. Now I already added some widget to it, so if you see the text and other stuff in it, don't worry, I'll show you how all those things came about. I'm going to add widget 1 over here. I'm going to add widget 2 over here. I'm going to add widget 3 over here, and I'm going to add widget 4 or social also over here. So I'll add social also over here, and then with the background, what I'll do is I'm going to go to design over here, and I'll change the background to the color dark 2. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down, and the middle row background, we're going to set it to dark 2. All right, so as you can see, this is how it looks like. Okay, so what we are going to do over here is just simple. So see this one, the widget shows perfectly. Now what I only did was to, if we go to click on settings over here, okay, when we click on settings over here, now the only thing you do is just click on what, this add blog over here, and then just look for image. Okay, and then choose your image, and that is what I did over here. And then with this one, just add a block, and then choose paragraph. Okay, and add your text also over there, and that is it. Now when you come to this one, okay, so the widget over here, you have to make sure that you select a navigation menu. So choose a title for it, and then select about us. Okay, and then it's gonna pop up for you. Remember, we created a navigation menu which is about us. Okay, so that is basically what it's going to do. And then the same thing applies to this particular one over here. So choose a title. For now, before you even choose it, make sure you click on the plus icon over here, and then search for navigation. Okay, so search for navigation, and you search for that widget, and then you can be able to have this navigation over here, and then you choose your quick links also over here, and then basically you'll be good to go. Now you see this one, social icons over here. You can click over here and add all your social icons over here, and then you can be able to design them using this colors and other stuff that you see over here. Okay, so that is what basically it. So you see I have 6 icons over here. I can choose to make it like this. Okay, so let me just make it like 1.6 over here, and don't worry about this ones. At the moment you set colors for it, it's gonna what it's gonna work out. So I'll go to the middle row over here, and then with the widget titles, we're gonna set white for them, and as you can see, it is coming. And then with the widget content over here, also want to set some this particular color for it. And then I'm going to use the same one for um, the link. So this is what the link color is over here, and then we're going to put this one over here. And then when you hover, we want it to be like this, but no underline. Okay, so we set no underline. So you see, as you can see, we have everything with perfectly done. So just publish it over here, and you have your footer well designed. Okay, so as you can see, our footer is what well designed. Now if this footer is not good for you, or if you think this is too black, you want it to match this one, of course we can do so. So I'm just going to copy the dark 2 over here and come over here and then change the background. Okay, so all I'll do is I'll just come to footer bottom design over here, and then I'm going to change the background to this one, and I'll just increase it to a little bit to make it a little bit darker. And if you like, you can even add your own. So this is too brighter. If you like, you can add your own bottom, or upper, whatever it is. So over here we can add a border to it to make it nice. I can choose this color over here and choose borders one like this. Okay, just to make it somehow really nice. So I'm going to just make it a little bit lighter. Okay, so something like this, and I'm going to publish it. Okay, so now if you go to the front end, we're going to see that we have newly designed header and footer for our website. So as you can see over here, this is our header, and if you scroll down, we're going to have our footer also done over here. So this is our header and this is our footer, and this is how you can be able to set up this header and footer to run through all the website, all pages and other stuff that you want. Okay, so basically that is it. Now the only thing we did not set is to make it sticky. Okay, so let's go back to the header. So we want the header to be sticky. So sticky header, when we scroll, the header should be sticky. So we're gonna go back, and we're gonna go back and we go to header over here. All right, so we're gonna go to general. All right, so now that we are over here, when we scroll down, okay, let's scroll down. We're gonna see transparent, which we've already activated. Now we're gonna go to sticky header. Okay, so I'll click on sticky header over here, and then now all what I need to do is to just say maybe yes to it, and then also say on the mobile side yes to it. So we're gonna go to mobile, click on it, go to the mobile side, and also say yes to the mobile side. So we're just activating the main row. Okay, so the main row, just take note of that, the main row. Of course you can activate any thing that you want, but it is just the main row that we are activating. And after that, we're going to click on publish over here. Now when you activate it, it's still going to be a whiter background. You have to change the background to suit it. So you go to design over here, and then make sure that you change the background to suit your your background the way you want it to be. Okay, so over here you can change all the colors. If you want a whiter background, you can change the navigation colors and all those things. But if you want a darker background, you can just leave it as it is and then choose a darker background for it. So as you can see, if you scroll, this is how we're gonna see it. Okay, so that is what exactly the way we want it. So now we are good to go. We've done our home page, we've set up our menus, we've set up our header and our footer, and I think the website have taken shape. The only thing we haven't done is to create other pages, but that will be on the second part of this Salon website tutorial um, sections or course. Okay, so basically on the next part we are going to create the about page, the services page. We're going to add a shop to our website. We're going to also design our booking another page, and we will solve that thing that wasn't the secondary menu thing glitch, which is what happening over here, but we're gonna solve it, okay, on in the second side. So stick with us, and then let's watch the next episode on this Salon web design course. Please, if you have enjoyed this up till now, please subscribe to the channel, and please, let's grow together. Now, if you want the whole template for this particular website, please go to templateseller.com. You're going to see the template over there. Okay, so the full template is at templateseller.com. Just open a new tab and then just type in templateseller.com, or I'll leave the link in the description for you. You can be able to go over there and then just get this full template for yourself for a small token, and you can use it for your client and also your own website. So this is a template, as you see over here. There are a lot of templates on this website that you can also get it. So see you in the next video, and in the next video we're going to design the about page, the services page, the shop. We're going to add a shop to it. We're going to have a contact, and I also work with our booking pages. Okay, so see you in the next video. My name is Kobe. Bye bye.